We are standing in the mountain at the entrance from the secret tunnel. And now we are... Something's going to happen. And look, there's a wild will. Wild, wild will. Wild,
So
wild
really
will.
focused in on what you were briefing there.
Wild, wild will.
Did you mention the bear that we fought
Yes, I did.
with the rainbow death ray?
Well, it didn't have a rainbow death ray. It had a darkness roar. But as purposed on the map, it was a rainbow death ray because that's all Charles had.
It was the only cone-shaped effect I could find in the free library.
I just think it needs to be canon, you know, just cause.
That's darkness spews rainbows.
Well, you know, it's a combination of all pigments, but it doesn't work with light that way, I guess. Never mind.
No, because black is the absence of all light.
Yeah, light and pigments are totally opposite.
I will crush you.
Alright.
Alright. So y'all have just opened the doorway from this cavern into what you presume to be the entrance of the back door of the Dwarven ruins.
Right.
You are immediately greeted by a hallway that's about 20 feet wide, or no, 10 feet wide, so y'all can go 2 by 2. And it goes off into the distance. You're not sure how long, but it does look like it is slightly lit up.
Can we tell what's lighting it up?
There seem to be wall sconces about every 20 or so feet that have a eerie blue glow going from them.
Okay.
We want to use our same setup as last time, including me and...
You can do
Will's
this.
not working.
You can do this, Will.
So, core in the back for rear defense.
Mm-hmm.
Then Eve.
We can walk 2 by 2 here.
Yeah.
So,
You want me still in the back though?
yeah. I think that's fine.
Put you and Winky in the front. Or maybe
Atala,
Nadef in the front.
how does your trap sensing work as far as your sight is concerned?
I have to be able to see it.
And you don't have any kind of dark vision or anything, right?
No.
Nope. You're the only one with dark vision.
We don't have any spells at the time for granting that, right?
No.
Potions. Yep.
But you said this room was lit a little bit by sconces, right?
It's lit enough to see, basically.
Okay. I think Hatala would need to be in the front then, sensing for traps, and I'll follow behind, looking for secret doors and whatnot.
So Tall in the front, then you and Winky, then Eritane and Kyrus, and then me and Eve.
Even
Okay.
yeah.
The floor is made out of meticulously hewn stone. It looks like this is stone that was mined deeper in the mountain and brought up here to line the floors because it's different than the walls. Obviously, well-made dwarven construction. It doesn't look like this was hastily constructed or anything, but you do see a number of roof tiles that have fallen to the ground throughout the chamber. It looks like the mountain has seen better days.
And by roof tiles, you mean like a drop ceiling tile? Like decoration on the ceiling, not...
They did decorative stonework on the ceiling as well as the floor, and some of them have fallen out of place already. And you can see the hewn stone underneath.
Okay.
At the doorway where you're at, there are probably 3 skeletons worth of bones on the ground. Like someone was trying to get out.
Are there any? Is it just the skeletons? We don't see any kind of clothing or maybe even items that may have been in pockets.
There is indications that whatever may have happened to them may have involved them being rended apart.
Can I use a nature check to see if I can recognize what kind of bones they are?
Yes. You don't need to. You recognize them.
Stop asking for checks. Need a.
But in that case, it's dwarven. You notice it immediately.
We need to put these bodies to rest. They can't just be laying here. They need to be taken care of.
Katala agrees.
We just,
But Neetup, why would dwarves not been able to get out of because of the rubble? What made this
yes,
not
possibly.
work?
We didn't have any trouble coming in here, so I don't know if maybe they I don't know what happened.
So when Charles, when you said that it looked like they were rendered apart, like it looks like something ripped them apart.
Shredded. Completely shredded.
So do y'all think whatever is in here, or whatever did this could still be here? Maybe.
Yeah. I would say definitely take that stance, regardless if it is or isn't.
Yeah.
Does it look like they were trapped in here, or does it look like they may have tried to hold the door to prevent something from escaping?
You can't tell from the state of the bones. Whatever happened well long ago. Long enough that there's not even tatters of cloth left.
And there's no weapons near
You
them.
don't find any of that either.
Uh-huh.
You don't find any pieces of metal.
No.
Okay. So, are you guys going to bundle them up in a blanket or something, the bones? We're going to come back for them, or what's your plan here?
I don't know. Neetup, what would be preferable? Oh, he might be listening to football right now.
I did not.
And you're also fairly certain this fortress most likely had a mausoleum. So it's possible that y'all could find a place to put them to rest here.
If
let's,
we can wrap them up and bring them with us and bring them to an area like that, that would be good.
Another quick question. Do we want to leave the door open or shut it to prevent anyone following us potentially?
We shouldn't have any trouble getting back out of it if we need to, so shutting it shouldn't be a problem. Well, unless there was something that made it where they couldn't go out. In that case...
At this point, there's not even a door there, so you don't know how to close it.
Oh, we had gone down a hall and we'd come to this. Is that right?
Yeah.
Or is this
When the door opened, it simply melted out of the way so that there's no longer anything there.
Oh, okay.
You don't know how the door works.
We don't know how to shut it.
Okay.
I mean, he said open in Dwarven to open it. So that's something to keep in mind.
I'd be curious to try my own dwarven if it has to be an actual.
Well, he had
We
to
know
be
traps.
He had to touch it
Okay.
to make it even be seen as a door.
Seems like it.
And he was the
tell
only
what
one that
race
could.
it is from touch, probably. Same with the trap.
Yeah, it's a racist door.
Mm-hmm.
Racist traps and racist doors.
Not a racist door. A dwarf door.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to use our bed rolls to wrap up the bones.
Probably
Take 'em.
use one to do it. Need it.
You're good with mixing bones together?
It's a well.
Well, at this point, how can you keep them separated?
I mean, I'm not definitely not
I didn't
skilled
know if
enough to
the-
figure out
They're
which.
in a pile.
Okay, yeah. Wasn't sure if they were in a pile or not, but yeah, okay. One works. Can do that.
Need it.
Need up bed roll.
Are you in roll 20, Peyton?
You give a thumbs up on that.
Yes, I am.
Okay. I sent you.
He sent you a taco.
Video game taco.
Hey, look at the faces of these dwarves over here. You see these etchings in the wall?
What?
He pointed out etchings on the wall. You no one has noticed yet. The walls are carved in places with scenes.
But look, the faces look weird.
Let's examine it a little bit closer.
Okay. You examine, and the dwarves' faces don't look like dwarves you've ever seen before.
Is it just skull features or just the shape of them?
It's harder for you to tell. Hayden can tell that their features seem wrong. Their facial features seem off. They seem a little shorter and wider than you would expect, and they are much beefier.
I figured it out.
What you got, Winky?
Half elf, half dwarf.
Psst. No.
Okay.
That's actually one combination that's not possible in any form of D&D terms.
Dang it.
Do the skulls that we just put in his bag, do they look similar to these, or can we tell looking at those skulls?
Now you look at them, you can tell that the skulls are different.
Can we
We'll need a skull
oh,
off.
it was always told to us. We never had visions of the dwarves from the past, right?
You never saw a dwarf, no.
Yeah.
Peyton
Okay.
was a dwarf.
Peyton
Well, I'd
was a
say
dwarf.
it's potentially like ancient dwarves or the ice dwarves, another clan type.
You all just froze.
No, I thought it was the Anturkum dwarves that built this place.
That's what information we had, yes.
Interesting.
It looks like it was older.
Okay, so there's potentially a portal here.
The
I would
stone
say.
walls also look slightly familiar.
Can we place where the familiarity is from?
Make a perception check for anyone who wants to.
Eve, come through.
All right, Eve. You are absolutely certain that these are made the same way the ancient walls are made. That they're invulnerable, unbreakable magic walls.
These look like the same ancient walls.
Like in the Lich's layer down underneath. With the difference being, these look a lot newer.
Do these
Using what we've seen / been described by the forms in the Lich's chamber, are the carvings anywhere?
Wonderful. Huh?
You're all frozen and you won't unfreeze.
Yep, I know. Same thing happened to me. I think we lost our internet.
No. Yeah, you get the 5-5 golden feather. Where was it? It was in the bear. Oh. Hey, what percent is the switch? That. Dude, I don't want you to get spoiled. I bet it's the key. And I'll be done. I'll be done.
Was anything said? The last thing I definitely got down was that they were ancient walls we've seen before, and Eve noticed that. And then Peyton was asking something, and then everybody froze.
He was asking if we had paper to make some tracings or some drawings.
Okay.
The murals are too large to be traced, but you could make drawings to copy them.
Now the question is, do we want to take the time to do that?
Yes,
I
that
think
would take a lot of time.
personally, I'm pushing that we're on a time crunch because we're racing the cultists.
When are we
So-
ever not on a time crunch? So agreed.
Okay.
Kyrus got a nat 22.
A nat 22?
Oh,
Nat 22. His dice is cheating.
They're lucky this time.
so are there multiple doors, or is it still just
Still
one
just
long
a hallway.
Okay.
Are you going to go slow enough to keep eyeing the murals as you go?
I would suggest that. I mean, we got to go slow anyhow for traps.
Yeah, we don't want to have any more racist traps. He doesn't give you anything.
All right, well, that means we're going to wait for Hotala now.
Oh. Now we're going to wait for roll 20.
Okay. You are certain there are no traps at this point. You'll travel a bit of the ways down the hallway, noticing one or two more murals that don't really depict anything special. But then you get to one of the murals, and it looks like the dwarves are looking at the fire scar, based on your opinion of looking at it. And it's like a heroic, like one of the dwarves is like pointing at the fire scar, and other ones are marching in.
Is there any indication in the mural of maybe how that fire scar got started? Anything that's kind of shows an origin story of any kind? Okay.
No. And you see another mural next to it, and this one has been decorated.
What do we see
Someone
in
has
this one?
colored the stone, painted it.
Can we examine it in a little bit more detail?
It's a lot more detail, and it's a close-up of a single dwarf.
Does he have a crown, or
He
I see
is wearing armor that looks really, really nice compared to the others. It's the heaviest armor you've seen yet, and it's the most decorative armor you've seen yet.
With my door, would I be able to tell if it was a king
What?
or something of that nature?
He's talking in Dwarvish.
The robot. Sorry, you're a robot. We couldn't hear you.
Oh, you're a robot now.
Man, this is just falling apart.
We're all robots.
At least now Peyton's picture's moving again.
See, we have to go
Sorry, I had a commercial break.
No
I was
problem.
asking if since I knew Dwarven lore and whatnot, is there any indication of what his position or class or anything like that? I mean, I'm assuming he's
Lore check.
probably a. Sorry, what?
Dwarven lore check.
What kind of class is that? Or rank?
It's not a rank. He's doing a roll.
Oh.
He's got lower dwarven.
Oh, okay.
Okay. The only thing you can distinguish, it doesn't look like the rankings you're used to, but your closest analog is a war chief who would be responsible for a party of several hundred dwarves going off to battle. But the thing that looks weird is the skin tone that's painted into them. As long as nothing is wrong with the paintings on the wall, they don't seem to be distorted. The skin color is a lot more red and gray than any of the tones you've ever seen a dwarf's skin before. Almost like the dwarf was dirt or stone or metal. It's kind of like that color scheme.
Does it look like there's any cracks in the skin?
You can't tell with the way the paint was done.
Okay.
Now, Hatali, did you say that there was dwarves that followed an Earth Titan?
No. There was a group that followed an Earth Titan.
That was one of the ancients.
The Valoria.
Yeah. The Earth Titan was working with them to hunt the other Titans.
But it wasn't just dwarves. The Valoria were apparently fighting just about everyone and taking over the world. They generally avoided the dwarves.
Okay.
They actually did. But this group also completely removed the elves from the world and killed them all. But the elves came back. And then elves, because the reason they did that is because the elves pissed off the Air Titan.
But in the process, proved that the Titans could be hurt, so then they were like, oh, we can kill them now.
Right, and then the Valorians just kind of made that their crusade.
Which seems to have been fairly effective, because there's no Titans in the world now. Okay, y'all move down a little further, and you can see the area up ahead has a area where it's widened out a good bit because the walls are caving in.
Dad, I'm gonna make some lunch, but I'm gonna get my Discord on my phone so I can still listen to you guys.
What was that?
Elijah's about to make himself some dinner, but he's going to get Discord on his phone so he can at least hear us.
Okay. Okay. And
There's no.
what was that?
I was just gonna say, there's nothing obvious as far as like parts of the wall that we might want to avoid. I mean, obviously staying away from the walls of the camp of the cave.
Not to really notice. All you know is that there's an area up ahead where several segments of the wall have already collapsed. And you can see the edges where the ancient stone goes right up to the crumbling portions. All right, now they're getting closer now, and the parts that have broken.
Oh my gosh. This is going to be fun.
Yep. It looks like where the parts that have broken, it may go off in either direction, like it's.
Are you gonna eat it?
Elijah, mute your mic.
It looks like what? It looks like what?
There we go. It's been an hour already. Actually, it's been a little less than that, but yeah.
I gotta troubleshoot sound for just a second. I'll be right back.
No problem.
Cool. And now my whole screen.
You notice another skeletal dwarf on the ground. This one in much more intact shape.
Can we examine it to see if it's the same rended wounds? Potentially how big the wounds are.
This one's intact. And still has some of his clothing and a little bit of his gear. But it is very corroded over time. He's laying just at where the walls have collapsed.
In the depth, we found another dwarf.
You want to examine and see what he's got on him?
Yeah, let's just kind of check and make sure there's not any kind of abnormalities to the body that might identify him as being some of this ancient race.
It does look like it's another one of those dwarves.
We'll respectfully add it to the pile of bones that we're amassing.
This one's a lot heavier. It's about twice as heavy as all of the others.
What does it have on him?
Is it denser or is it bigger?
Well,
You don't
these are
know.
not bones. This one's a more intact body.
He's still almost only bones.
Oh.
It's just the flesh wasn't rended off, so it, you know how it squeezes down?
You got jerkied.
Yeah, so all the flesh is gone, but it onto him.
Mama? Are you my mummy? I'll still carry my brother to their final resting place.
I want to see if there's any keys or things we might need as we're traveling through here. Maps or anything that's on the body.
All right, make a
Bag
perception
of
check.
gold.
Wow.
It looks like almost all of his loose items have been removed from him. The only thing you can notice is it looks like the bits of the skin that were left on him have been blasted with heat.
Does the skin look like it has any cracks in it? Is there any way to...
You really can't tell. It shrunk so much. If there were cracks, there wouldn't even be visible anymore. But it does look like he was probably barbecued before he died.
Knowing that he's seen some massive heat damage, I'd like to kind of look ahead of us where we haven't disturbed the ground yet and make sure there's no like ash or if there's scorch marks.
Is all the metal gone?
Yes, all the metal is gone. Looking ahead, the area that's around him looks like that whole area has been hit with immense heat.
Does it look scorched or like there's ash look like sitting on the ground?
It looks like the walls were hit with so much heat that they partially exploded.
Does this remind us of the temple we were in where the Titan hand was?
A little bit, but the discoloration and there is not the same, and the melt pattern is different.
Okay. Would we know if there's a creature that could do this?
Not off your top of your heads, no.
Okay.
You do notice that there is a chunk of the ancient wall laying on the ground next to him.
Can we flip around and examine it, see if there was any kind of mural to it?
When you touch it, it starts to crumble. It is soft like paper.
Whoa.
You guys see that?
Yeah.
You think it's just from me touching it, or is it a human thing? Nadep, you want to try touching it? He's working. It's all good.
My theory at the moment is that whatever heat it did this to the wall, because this wall has not been affected by anything except for the Titan hand that we saw, those flames there, from what we've seen before. So something of that caliber would possibly be the cause.
You notice there's a spot on the floor that looks right about center of where this heat emanated from, based on the patterns of everything going around it. The heat emanated from a single spot outward and has destroyed the walls along the way, but not the floor or the roof.
Can we tell if it was like a nova kind of blast, or was it like a directed, pointing towards the dwarf?
You're
kind of
not sure. All you can tell is that the floor has almost like it's been glazed by the heat, but the walls have been destroyed.
Is the floor made of the ancient material as well?
Nope, it's rough hewn. It's regular hewn stone.
So the stone on the floor isn't as damaged as the ancient stone.
Correct.
So it's like whatever this is stronger against this stone that doesn't get affected normally.
Core, make a knowledge arcana check. And Aratane can make one too. Alright. Aratane's not certain, but Core, you're fairly certain that you're looking at the blast point of something akin to a fireball spell.
Okay.
That the ball was centered in the air in the middle of this four-way crossroad and expanded in all directions spherically, obliterating the ancient walls as it went. But still hot enough to glaze the ordinary stone.
Okay. Shared that with the group.
I know we've not tried fireball on a wall like this, but I thought the walls like would have been protected from this. This has got to be something different than a regular spell, right?
I don't know that we have enough spells to really just throw at it.
I'm not saying we need to throw anything at it. I'm just conjecturing the
No, I'm following your
possibility
logic.
there.
The only knowledge you have is even the Lich said, don't hit the walls with spells because it bounces.
I mean, it could have magnified it, made it worse. But anyway, maybe we're getting too caught up in this.
And you start pressing on.
If we're going to find whatever we're going to find here before those cultists do.
Yeah.
All right, now that you're at the area where the crossroads are, you can see that the passage goes forward still, but there's more damage to the walls ahead, and it goes left and right. And there is a lot of rubble in the entire area from the walls that have crumbled.
Are there more locations like that last one that are like the fireball thing, or is that the only place that looked
Up
like
ahead, there's another section where a good 30 feet of the wall has been blasted out. But this looks more like a line than a sphere. A line of destruction that went down the middle of the wall, blasting the wall out into the corridor.
that? I don't remember. What was the story on this mountain, Charles? The dwarves lived in it. Something bad happened, and they don't know what happened?
The only thing that Debbie told you was he found evidence that a calamity occurred here and the dwarves had to abandon the mountain. And the mountain was used as a medium point for antiquities that were to be safeguarded by the Dwarven Empire.
Okay, so we don't have any clue as to what would have done the attack here.
No. And it was whatever it was enough that the entire clan of dwarves abandoned the mountain.
Well, I mean, it was taking down ancient walls that weren't supposed to be harmed by magic, so I would have ran too.
And based on what he found, this is where basically there was a vault underneath, which was a temporary stopping point for dangerous things that were to be sent off to other isolated vaults.
You said there was rubble straight ahead, and that's the only direction that had rubble?
No. The passageways left and right have been blasted apart, but you can still see the passageways. Because the left and right are within the sphere of the blast, but straight ahead you can see where a line of damage occurred as well.
Let's go straight ahead to check out that the line of damage.
Does it look like it's like intentional damage to like particular portions that have murals on it, or?
So you're saying like is it a battle or is it trying to destroy murals?
It's hard for you to tell. Your only guess at this point is the body you found seemed to have been inside the circle of one of the blasts. So
he
if
got
it was
cooked.
intentional, it was stupid. And if it wasn't intentional, he got caught in whatever it was.
Gotcha.
And the one caught in it is the only one that wasn't shredded by whatever came afterwards.
We don't see any prints or anything on the ground. I know it's kind of like flat stone.
Now,
So
the stone
probably
is too
doesn't-
nice to allow prints of any kind unless they were really, really large. You have to be heavy enough to crack the stone.
Like dragon-esque.
Like, then there's no other type signs or anything of a creature that may have been hit by this blast. All right.
Can I go check out that?
So you want to go forward?
I want to go forward and look at that line.
All right. When you get a little closer, you can tell that there's about a 40-foot scratch that ate about 5 foot of the wall deep. And the scratch itself is about 3 feet across, but 5 feet deep and 40 feet long.
Does it look like a squared off scratch, or is it like a talon?
It's rounded. It's not squared, it's actually rounded.
Okay, so it looks like something kind of dug it out, but not.
It looks almost like a beam.
I was gonna say, was it like a continuous, like fireball or kind of laser
It
beam?
looked more like a beam strafed across the wall. It looks like a much larger version of some kind of magic ray that y'all have seen before. The lighting on Kyrus, our hunter, makes his face very red when he looks down. When he looks up, he looks normal. When he looks down, he's bright red. All right, y'all are now basically standing in the middle of where the blast was.
In the four corners, or at the crossroads, or
You're in the middle of the crossroad.
Okay.
You
So
can
you
see a door down either crossroad.
We can't see anything straight ahead besides the long scar.
It just keeps on going.
Okay.
Is there any ornamentation here at the crossroads above us, or?
No, everything's been blasted fairly thoroughly. The crossroad would have been a 10 by 10 crossroad, but the area you're in now is more like 40 by 40. But slightly more rounded.
Got it. All right. You guys want to check out these doors, or do you want to press on down the line?
Let's check out the doors.
Are they just like 10 or 20 yards down the way, or are they like, can we split up to check them, or do you want to stick together?
Each one's 20 feet from the center. Or 20 feet from where the hallway would have begun.
As we said, we're in a hurry, and I think we're trying to get to the lower sections.
All right, yeah, let's just go
But
on.
no, we can. I think what my
Well,
point
you don't
is.
know which way is the way to the lower.
Yeah, my point is we can, I think, split up and look through each of these doors, and just look. And if
Okay.
we can get, I think we can. If somebody needs help, we can get the 40 feet back. Just don't go
Okay.
much further. Just take a look in the rooms. See which way to go.
All right. I will go to the right. We go see if it's open first.
Hold on a second. So who all's going where and who's staying in the middle?
I'll go left.
I'll go with Core, and I want to check the door for traps before he touches it.
I'm gonna stay.
I'm
in the
gonna
middle.
stay. Yeah, I'm gonna stay in the middle so I can go either way.
All right.
Which way was Winky going?
Winky's in the middle, I think he said.
Okay. Nadep,
Irritan and I are going left.
do you want to just say Nadep goes with them?
For
You go
now,
left
yeah.
or right? You go. Yeah, I think that sounds good.
Okay. Y'all come to your respective doors, and Hatala, you're checking for traps.
Yes.
Is that your roll already?
Yeah, I went ahead and did it.
Okay, you did not detect a trap.
All right, Cora, I think you're good.
The
I wanna-
door is locked.
Oh, okay.
All right,
So I'll push on it and
I'll-
try the doorknob.
I'll do
as
my
I-
do my other thing then.
Okay.
Okay, you pick at it for a little bit, and nothing occurs. Nothing happens.
Well, balls.
I want to touch it and say in Dwarven open.
Nothing happens. It's
Or the
actually
shot.
got a lock on it.
Okay. Is there anything else we can do with this outside of just smashing it?
I mean, I could try and pick
Probably
it
try to
again.
pick it again.
Maybe. Yeah, I was there.
Yeah.
Try to pick it
I've
again.
got no other. I have no other options. So.
Okay.
This time you managed to barely get it open.
Barely. Wow, that is just.
That is
Whew.
it's with a 30 barely. Nice.
Them dwarves are good at making
All right.
locks.
All right, well, let's cut there. What do Hunter, Eritane, and Nadab do?
I'd like to, can I perceive if there's any kind of magic on there?
You can detect.
Would that be perception or arcana?
That's a magic spell.
It just happens.
You have to detect magic as a cantrip.
Okay.
Do you? I'm asking. I can't remember what cantrip.
I believe it's a cantrip.
I don't know.
Yeah,
But does
it's a
she have
cantrip.
it? That's the
Yeah,
question. I think
she's
it's-
used it before.
Okay.
Whether she has it or not, I don't know. But she's used it before.
Yeah, she's used it before.
I don't. Am I looking at it?
No.
She doesn't
I
have
don't
it.
think I do.
We'll add it.
Kyrus has it.
Yeah, everyone in that group has it. Okay.
I'm apparently I did it last time or one time before.
Yeah, you've done it before too.
All right. The door does not have any magic on it, but it does have a lock.
But Tala's the only one that's got thieves' tools, right?
I was kind of hoping Kyrus had some.
Oh yeah, he's a ranger. He may have some.
Wait, I
Hold
have
on.
what?
Do you have
So
thieves'
do I
tools
use
to pick a lock?
detect magic as well?
Oh yeah, of course. I should.
Isn't that nice of you, Millie? You came into my room and horked up a chunk of a pine cone. Good for you.
Millie did it for you.
Okay, so what were y'all saying?
We
Saying,
were.
yeah, I think I should have, being a detective and all, I should have those tools.
For lock picking is what he's.
Yeah, lock picking.
Yes. Because you are trained in thievery?
I have thievery as a skill, but it's pretty low.
I have thievery 3. Mod of 3.
Well, that means you're not trained then, I wouldn't think.
Right.
Yeah, you're not proficient, Kyrus.
Dang.
Is
You have to be trained in it to lock pick.
Eritane? Are you trained?
No, I'm not.
Y'all gonna have to call for somebody.
Neither am I.
Atala!
What's wrong?
We need somebody to pick a lock.
Oh, okay.
Lock a pick.
I'll head over there. Okay. Right after I unlock the other one. Okay. let me head back
Okay.
over.
Just
You
go ahead
should-
and unlock all of them.
Yeah, send someone my way. I'm gonna peek through this. Wait for a backup and peek through the
I'll
door.
walk over there. I'll come over. You probably.
Was that Eve?
I can't tell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
It
Eve.
was. I don't know where he is.
To the right.
Winky's eating food.
I'm back on my computer. I had to make food, so.
Look at that. If I just barely did it last time.
This time you did not succeed.
Booties.
I'm gonna go over there.
We'll try again.
All right.
This is-
Core, are you gonna? You said you're gonna peek.
Yes,
You have
I
to
guess
get a
it's there.
30 to be
Yeah, once-
successful.
It
Once
looks
my
like
backup
30
gets
is the
here,
You
lowest.
can only get the door open about 3 inches before it hits something solid.
Did it move at all?
No, whatever you hit is not moving.
I don't hear anything else moving, like any kind of monster.
No, it's just a thunk.
All right, I'm gonna shove.
Okay, make an athletics check. You managed to shove it another 4 inches.
Can we see around it yet? No, that's only
Not
like
yet.
6. Yeah, I'm gonna keep shoving.
Do it again. Move it another 4 inches.
All right, I'm just
Now you can peek a little bit. You can see about 2 feet down the corridor.
Are there lights down the corridor?
Yep, just like the others.
Do I see any battle damage or anything?
You're not certain. At your feet is the remains of something large and stone.
Hmm,
Almost looks
Yeah.
like a statue was blown apart here.
interesting. I wanna keep pushing. I wanna try to see if I can get to see if it looked like they were trying to block the door, or if it was just, is there an alcove or anything where a statue may have stood?
All right, while you're doing that, Atala, your next attempt at lock picking resulted in breaking one of your tools.
Yep.
So you've lost your +1.
Well. Oh, crap.
Oh. You're fumbling with the lock, and you drop your skeleton pick and accidentally kick it through the underside.
Okay, I'm gonna.
Dang it.
So,
So,
can I head to
Winky smash, go.
Yeah, I'm gonna head to Atala and the others.
All right. Y'all gonna clear the way for him to smash?
hold on. Let me think here.
Did Atala just call Winky son?
No, I did not.
Okay.
I said, hold on.
I was-
Let me think. I'm gonna try. Dang it. Nope. So that would have been a
Now you broke your regular picks.
shoot.
Atala, let me smash the door.
I move out of the way.
Good choice.
Hopefully it doesn't collapse on y'all.
There you go.
All right. So Charles, I broke 2 infiltrator tools kits because I had 2. I still have a standard kit left.
Okay. Okay, you hit the door, and some reason the door was somewhat unstable. So when you hit it, it literally exploded into about 1,000 different pieces. There is no door left at all, and you're now looking into a giant room.
All right. Can I see
Cora heard the
my
noise and looked back. What's that?
Can I see my skeleton key?
Make a perception check. It's now littered with debris. You see it.
All right. Sweet.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Winky, for disintegrating the door.
It's great. When Hatala fails, Winky smash.
Honestly, that was fairly satisfying after all that. you, you deserve that, you stinking door.
The room you're looking at is filled with beds. Bunk beds all over the room. This looks like a barracks.
Well, you gotta look under the beds. We gotta find that candy stash. I want candy.
Do. So what do y'all do?
I guess I'm gonna search the room.
Eritane, Kairos, y'all can head in. He totally demolished the door.
All right, I head in.
I'm gonna head back to a core.
Thank you.
Into
By the way, as Atala walks away, her head is down. She is not happy. When Eritane said thank you, she kind of like lifts her hand. Yeah.
He was 16.
have fun pushing the door with the core.
Okay.
Do I or Eritane see anything?
Hold on.
I'm gonna the zoom.
All right, everyone, roll initiative.
It looked like my drawing.
The bed's mimics?
Oh, the bag's mimics.
Um,
I guess it's
I
possible.
Mike.
Wow. Did Charles even put the board up?
My gosh, all this is running so slowly.
uh, I don't have the little initiative tracker on my screen like I normally do.
That's because Charles turns that on.
Okay.
So you have to wait again till
Oh, sorry.
we have to roll again. Whoever got bad rolls, thank goodness.
No, you're in there.
Oh.
If you do it right, you still did it right.
Yeah, I see Cora in there.
We're all at max health now, right?
Yes.
We
No,
did-
I'm no.
We did healing after.
It was the bear
fight
battle
with the
was
bear.
last thing we did.
Yeah.
But I'm not max health.
Yeah, you are. Yes, you are.
Every-
I'm at 39.
No, everybody should be at max
We
health.
waited. Yeah, because I did it again for another 10 minutes.
Yeah, we did that last time.
Well, it says I'm at 39.
That's what you haven't changed it.
Because you never updated it.
I would suggest updating it.
Let's can't. I don't want to update myself then.
Wiki is gonna die.
I mean, he got really close last time.
I am gonna die,
It's gonna end up
but
being
you
a
don't know
Balrog.
if it's now, today, or the future.
That's what I was worried about. This is way too Tolkien-y to me.
You didn't go knocking any helmets or armor down a well, did you?
Roll 20's acted up for me. Give me just a second.
This
Me
for
too.
everybody.
Yeah, everything's slow.
All the other
Well,
groups
it's
in the
gonna
U.S.
die.
and around the world are participating in Roll20 right now.
So me,
Alright.
Nedep, and Core are first.
Yes. Who do you want to go first? Need up or core?
Core.
I think Needham
Depends
should
on
try
where the- well-
diplomacy.
What was that, core?
That's fine if I'm going first.
Okay. And core, what do you do?
One, let me locate an enemy.
Well,
Okay, you look around.
it's an interesting question because would you even know there's an enemy? We rolled initiative,
That's
but
why I was
you're
like,
worried about this door right now.
yeah.
Just to keep things real here.
Yeah.
I don't think we would know.
Yeah.
Well, the last thing he did before this was he asked what the heck that noise was.
Yeah, I'm just gonna hold all my actions until after Nedep.
Wait, you had that choice already.
Neda? What do you do? You're standing outside the room of the barracks.
I'm going to move right up next to the door, and well, I can't split actions, right?
No, you have to do your actions now if you're going to move.
Okay.
Or you declare that you're holding.
I think, Peyton, are we thinking of looking in the middle of a movement?
Yeah, no, you can't do that because the look is it takes an action on its own. To run and grab something, that's allowable, but to run, stop, look around, then run again, that's two different actions, or three different actions in that case.
Is this the door right here?
That's not the
That's
not
the
the
door
barracks.
Core is at, trying to burst his way through. Up here is where everyone else is inside the barracks.
Yeah, there's no door there.
Okay.
I completely demolished it.
Yeah, this door was demolished, it obliterated.
So the other one to the south is the door to the barracks.
No, the barracks is right here, you're at it.
Oh, well then I'll go in the barracks with everybody else that's already standing in there.
Okay?
And then as a reaction, if somebody comes within my space, I'll just whack them with my scythe.
Two people are in your space.
Okay? That it? Katawa?
Well, so did I hear anything? Was there anything?
No, so far no one's made any noise.
Okay, so I am going to try and see what's beyond this door, the door that we've been trying to get open.
Core is still muscling it open. It's only about 4 or 5 inches open so far.
Yeah, we
Alright.
got about a foot on it.
So it doesn't look like I can help with any of that? Can I?
No,
It's a little out
I'm
of your
blocking.
strength class.
What was that?
It's a little out of your strength class.
Yeah, I would definitely recognize that. And I'm going to be honest. I would just chill right there for my whole turn.
Okay.
Because I don't know what's going on. What?
Wait. Oh.
Those of you in the barracks room noticed creatures rising from the bunk beds.
Oh, great. Okay.
Angry campers.
They are desiccated dwarven warriors, and their hands are glowing with black energy.
Can we find out if they're hostile or not?
I'm guessing they're hostile.
You can look at them. They're hostile.
Oh, great.
They have baleful red fire in their eyes and mouth, black smoke and evil raising from their hands, and their fingers are twisted into talons, and they look like they want to eat you currently.
What's their HP bar at? It's a joke.
It's full.
I was just joking.
I thought it was commendable, but
Thanks.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Oof.
not throwing away my shot.
How many are they?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And the 10-year-old shows you up. Right, Peyton?
He's
I mean, to be fair, it is an adept.
Dummy?
No, Peyton called you 10 years old on Facebook.
Another called 10.
Alright, so,
Someone's getting
I would
smashed.
say...
All right, we'll start with Winky, from left to right.
It's me next anyway, but
What is your
Oh,
armor
when
class?
do you get to?
my armor class, I think it's 20. But yeah, it's 20. I'm a buff man. Ah, balls.
All right, the first one misses you. The second one hits you.
Plus the -5.
No, the second one hits you. He doesn't get a -5.
It doesn't? Oh,
It's a different one.
sorry.
All right, make a fortitude save, Winky.
Balls. Fortitude. Yay, fortitude's my best one.
really?
It's 1. He rolls a 3.
Fortitude.
All right, you are now drained.
Oh, 0 point. 0 point.
And you can tell when it hit you, it got stronger.
Point.
Hold on, I gotta look up one thing because I'm not sure what drained does.
If it kills me, I'll tell you.
Elijah, be nice.
Are these are these dwarven things? Are they undead?
You're fairly certain, but you're not. You don't know for sure.
You gotta look in your next turn. If they are, all Eve has to do is throw a bomb of heal.
A bomb of heal.
It's called a blast heal.
Ooh. You now have drained 1, which reduces your max hit points by your level.
What? I wasn't listening.
You have
You're level
4
4 now,
You have
currently.
4 less hit points.
Yeah, your maximum hit points are down by 4 now
4 hit points away from me?
from your max.
You're yeah.
You lost 4 more hit points out on top of everything else.
This is forever?
You don't know.
I said hero point too. Is it too late?
Elijah, don't use a hero point on that.
Yeah.
Here's why I'm going to say that. You could
These
still
aren't the worst things here.
you could still roll a 1 on it, but also this is the beginning of a fight, the beginning of a session.
Yeah.
So you may need
And
it
these aren't
later.
the worst things here.
And is a beginning in a session?
Yeah, we're just getting started, is what he said.
Okay. Fine.
Okay. Minus. All right, and the damage, I forgot to roll that for you.
Whew, buddy.
You took 9 damage plus that 4 loss from your hit points.
So I have 53 2 hit points. So that would be 48 hit points now. And take 9 away from that, that would be 30.
So you're back to 39 again.
Oh, so I don't.
You're back to 39.
But you got to remember you can only go up to -4 your max, so.
Yeah.
Even if healed.
All right. Kairos, what is your armor class?
I think mine was like medium armor.
No, it'll give you a number on the sheet there.
Dad, can I have a Sprite? A green tea?
See, it says AC, armor class.
21.
Yeah. Oh. All right, they critted you.
Awesome. How much damage?
It is 11.
All right, I'm at 33.
Make a fortitude save. All right, you are now drained 1 as well.
What is so drain just 1 point?
No, that you mean you lose hit points equal to your level from your max. So you're level 3, so you lost 3 more hit points.
Okay.
Payton, what is your armor class?
It's 2.
21.
And I disconnected again as usual.
21, and I'd also like to point out that as a reaction, if somebody came in my range that I wanted to attack them.
Yeah, you get to attack after they attack because you had that one reaction planned. That's not the one I'm trying to roll. This. Alright, missed you with the first guy. Missed you with the second guy. Got lucky.
Right there.
Alright. That is everybody. Now Winky.
Wait,
Oh, wait,
Airtane,
stop.
Airtane is in the room too.
They didn't swing at her.
What was that?
They didn't swing at her, and it's not her turn yet.
Okay,
That was just the monsters' turns and who the monsters were attacking.
so
Wait, I don't see y'all's initiative.
They probably didn't click on their character before rolling initiative.
Oh yeah.
You
All
probably
right.
probably just ought to put them right behind the monsters then.
I will. I'm gonna go ahead and do their thing for them because I have the ability to do that. I'm gonna manually align them.
They rolled twos.
No, it doesn't matter. Charles can put them wherever he wants them.
All right. So Payton had held an action, so he gets to make an attack.
Wait,
I'll roll it for him since he's busy.
I rolled it already.
Oh, you did?
Attack 22, damage 3.
Ah, there we go.
He's got
You
3
hit.
around him though, so which one did he attack?
Doesn't matter. All right. So you did 3 damage.
no fair.
Okay. Now, Airtain or Kairos, who wants to go first?
I will
All right.
use my longsword and fight the guy who's on my left. Left, as in I'm pointing at knee depth.
He's the one next to you. There's only one
Yeah.
next to you. So.
Yeah, so I'm fighting that guy who's next to me.
Yeah. So on your character sheet, click your weapon, and the blue bar for it should show your attack.
Do I click the
You
attack
should
or
be able to
click
go down where
longsword?
it says longsword. Click the word longsword. I don't think we have your sword set up correctly. But it worked.
He rolled. Wait. His critical hit damage is 3 plus 4.
No,
plus
it's
5
not.
Plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus.
It's not, Elijah. The setup is way wrong on that. I don't know how. But he missed. Oh, I see what's happened. Besides, we don't use that critical anyway. We just roll the attack again. All right, you missed with your first attack. If you want, you can hit the number 2 for a second attack and the number 3 for a third attack. You missed with that one. And you missed with that one.
Get a 0.
Jeez.
Dice are not in your favor tonight.
My sword is messed up. I need a new one.
But you rolled a 2 and a 2 and a 6.
Yeah.
On my screen it says 0.
Well, that's because it
Yeah, 'cause
already
it's
put the
minus
minus
10.
10.
Oh yeah. It's
Okay.
2 plus 8 plus minus 10.
All right. And technically, Aratane should be going after Winky because she originally rolled a 12.
Yeah.
So, Winky, your turn.
Going to scream out to Hatala, Cor, and Eve that there's a bunch of monsters in our room.
All right, that's one action.
Then I'm gonna whack this one.
All
I'm
right.
gonna whack that one. Let's go.
Swing, batter, batter. You hit.
Knock on wood. Or knock on your face on my hammer.
All right, that's one hit. You gonna do number 2 now?
Yep. Oh.
You miss.
I'm gonna try one more time. On 3.
You can't,
Oh yeah, forgot.
because you spoke for the first action.
Sorry.
No problem. All right. Now, Aratane, it is your turn.
Okay. Can I do a spell or something? I'd like
Yes.
because I'm not very strong at all.
Yes. It's the point of a sorceress.
Okay. All right. I'm sorry. I'm still kind of new to this,
Yes,
and
I'm new to your
like,
character too, so hold on. You have a lot of good spells that are really good in this
I know.
specific situation.
I know because like if they're undead, if I did disrupt undead, would that be good?
Disrupt Undead is something you do a little differently. Hold on.
Okay.
Disrupt
wanna,
Undead.
like, disrupt them. I want to just get them. I don't know.
Yeah, Disrupt Undead is a standard. It's like Eve's Divine Lance. It's your anti-dead magic lance that you can just keep firing off as much as you want. But you
I also have
your
Divine Lance as well.
yes, which is regular Divine Lance, and then but the Disrupt Undead has an added benefit that there's a chance of making undead weak when they get hit with it.
Okay, so
But you also have your aura.
Oh, Angelic Aura. Oh,
Yeah.
like protect us that
That's
are
what
right
I'm
there?
looking at. I'm trying to remember exactly what it does because it's one of those focus spells. And that's the kind of spell you can use multiple times as long as you get 10-minute break.
Right. Okay.
I'm looking it back up because it's been way too long since we first discussed that one.
And the Ray of Enfeeblement?
That's for use against somebody who is a very strong fighter.
Oh, okay.
That's usually for living targets who are
super strong.
Physically strong, yes.
Right. Okay.
Where's the aura? I can never remember where that one lives because that one's the weird one.
So the Angelic Aura, it looks like I can only target one creature or object, and it's 120 feet, and it lasts for 5 minutes. Does that sound like what that is?
Is it a regular spell?
It's a focus spell.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to find where it lives because I can't see it. Because there's a whole bunch of these spells, and I gotta find where it lives. Let me look it up online. It's a lot easier that way. Hold on a second.
I also have an Angelic Halo. I don't know what that does.
That one causes healing spells to do more healing in the area around it. Like, you can cast your Angelic Halo, and that makes all of Eve's healing spells do extra healing, and all your healing spells do extra healing.
For the entire fight, or just
for however long it lasts? I don't know.
Okay.
Hi, Hope. You happy? It must be feeding times because the puppies got really excited.
What was the name of the aura?
Angelic Aura?
And the halo, it lasts for a minute in the book.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can't find the Angelic Aura. Where did the Angelic Aura come from? That's what I'm trying to remember.
It's within the angelic. Look in Page 195. According to the internet, under angelic, it's under blood magic. An angelic
Yeah,
aura protects you or one target, granting a +1 status bonus, saving throws for 1 round.
Okay, there we go.
So that one is under the sorcerer. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, under sorcerer.
Okay, that's it. So yeah, disrupt undead would probably be your go-to when fighting undead.
Okay. So I just click that.
I don't know if we set it up correctly. Let me look at your sheet one more time.
Okay.
If I set it up correctly, yes, you just click that.
I also have to choose which undead I would like to disrupt, right? One particular.
Just choose them all.
Choose them all.
Yeah, just choose them all.
I
Gotta
want,
disrupt them all. Pokemon.
You my
Hold on,
best friend.
I'm filling in your sheet for your disrupt undead real quick, so that you can just click
Okay.
the button. It's partially there, but I didn't finish it all the way. So give me 1 second, and it'll be ready. 1d6 positive damage. And then fortitude save. Saving throw. Dang it! Stop moving your sheet around, please.
Mom, Kylie
Hold
got
on.
Hershey's for everyone.
Feeble.
Mom got what?
Okay, your spell attack should be prepped, so you should be able to just click on that spell.
Charles, if it makes it any easier, I think I've got all of the disrupt magic, disrupt undead on my sheet. If you want to copy paste it over.
We try doing that later if I have to.
Okay, so with the disrupt undead, it targets only one thing at a time.
Yeah.
So do I have to choose?
Yeah,
which-
pick your target and then click the button that says disrupt undead.
Okay, I'd like to.
Two of them were next to you.
Yeah, I guess I'd like to do the top 3.
You pick one. You only get one action.
Oh, okay. The one above Winky.
The one above Winky. All right, then hit your button now.
Well,
All right. You missed, but that's how it works now.
Okay.
Yeah, if they succeed that if they failed that fortitude save when you hit, they would also be enfeebled. That's the bonus that Disrupt Undead does.
Oh, okay. I see that.
Divine Lance works on pretty much anything. Disrupt Undead only works on Undead.
The thing when you compute is you to clean up the clothes that you put in the waste.
okay.
Okay.
Am I supposed to go again, or
No, you
is that
have
it?
one more action left. That took 2 actions to cast that spell.
Okay. So so I can't do disrupt undead again,
No,
right?
you only take 3 actions a turn.
Right.
Like, to give the example, what Eve does a lot of the times is she casts that, and then she casts Shield, because it's a 1 action.
Okay.
I don't know if you have that spell.
I have.
You do have Shield.
Oh yes, I do have shield. Okay.
Yes. Shield just
I'll cast
gives
shield.
you a little bit extra armor class.
Right. Okay. Shield.
So you click. There you go. So now it is Eve's turn.
I'm just gonna move and cast shield, and
Hey,
that's it.
Charles, on that thing for Disrupt Undead, on the bottom it says one action. The thing that she clicked, either that's wrong or that's right and she has another action.
Yes.
Okay, that it? What?
Her Disrupt Undead spell?
You're cutting out.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know what to do
Wait,
about
say
it.
that again?
Her Disrupt Undead spell says one action on the
No,
thing.
it's not set to. I didn't put it in to say
Okay.
2 actions. Very few spells are 1 action, actually.
I
didn't set it.
I just kind of looked, I was all fine, and then I looked up at the thing and I was like, hold up.
Yeah, I was hasty trying to get all of her spells in there the first time.
Move the statue that way. Go that way. It's not gonna go on, but just to make sure. Kill the spider. Do you have to kill the spider?
Oh, wait. I think I know what's wrong. Yeah, let me fix her thing up a little bit more.
Try to get the whole piece.
It's 5, 18. 2 actions. 1 action. 2 actions. Okay, I've updated it to make sure it's all correct now. And technically your roll was higher because I had the number wrong, but it still missed. So that is everyone. And now we're back around to Nita. While he's busy, Core, you can go. Since y'all are on the same number. You're muted.
I am in fact muted. Here. So sudden charge. That guy. And attack.
Ah, 17. You did not hit.
Alright, just doing 1 extra attack then. 2.
That was 3 attack actions, though.
Oh, well, sudden charge is 2 actions. Or do you count?
That's right. Well,
Do I
does
need
the
to?
same card require you to actually hit?
I can. Hold on. Let me.
I don't know. We haven't used that
It's
one.
all in the feats. Let me click it real quick. Sudden charge. There we go. It has all the info in it. Stride twice. If you end within melee range of one enemy, you can make a melee strike.
Okay, it doesn't
2
specify. So that just used 2 actions. Alright, so now you have a third to make your second attack.
And that was it. It was It was in there.
23.
Yep. I had
All right,
put the
you
number
hit.
2. All right.
All right. Now it is Peyton's turn.
A whale is gonna die.
Too many headphones, buddy.
I still messed it up. I'm gonna do a 3-action burst heal.
Okay.
There you go.
Thank you. So, damage of... So everyone in the area gets 4 health. And all of them take 4 damage.
So we get 4 health and the enemies take 4 damage?
But do I get my health back? My hit points?
Not your max. You just get 4 damage healed.
Mm-mm. Tell me that I'm not a child.
Alright. Now it is Atala's turn.
No.
All right. I'm gonna pull out my rapier. Whoa. I'm gonna move. Let's see.
Can we go above the max if we are...
No. You're just at max.
All right, I got one more action, so what I'm going to do is stay here, and if anything comes in my range, I'll attack it.
Alright.
Don't whack something again.
You're about to get a chance. Holy heck.
Can we get them all in the same room? Us all run out and I throw a alchemic bomb?
I think that's one of those scenarios you have to use an action to explain it to us.
Yeah.
'Cause it's like the battle's going so quick, we don't have time to strategize. But you can use an action to tell us, and we can try to accomplish it. But
Yeah.
I only know that because I tried to do that a lot in the early games when I was doing it.
Alright.
A lot of times I try to mute myself if it's not my turn. Because...
Alright. Winky, your armor class.
20,000.
You got missed by 1, and he's going to try to hit you again with a -5 this time. 20. So he did hit.
Barely.
Make a fortitude save again,
I hate these.
and you get a -1 penalty to it.
Wait, what?
But you don't worry, you were fine.
27.
All right, so you only take 1d6 plus 4 damage.
Only.
Yeah, only. Kyrus, your armor class.
Lucky.
It's 20, wasn't it?
21.
21.
21.
They hit you with their first hit, and then -5 to this one. They hit you with their second hit.
21.
All right, make 2 fortitude saves.
What?
You failed the first one, and you failed the second one. You are now drained 2.
What is he drained 3?
Were you already drained already?
Yeah, but I got healed.
No, you were drained.
I mean, the first time I was drained 1.
Right, drain didn't go away, so you're now drained 3.
What does drain mean?
We're about to tell you because it's getting bad. So 5 and 9, 13 more damage. You're now drained 3, which means you are 9 less max hit points.
You lost 9 hit points more. And you can't gain those back.
Where do I put it?
Put your character back where he was. When you click on him, see the green bar in the middle?
Yeah.
Click on the green and say -5, and then hit enter.
He's -5 damaged?
And then click it again and say -9. And then click it again and do -9.
That's like Half-Life. That's almost half, that's about half my life.
Yep. Alright. Hayden. You got 2 of them striding at you. What's your armor class again? 21. There's a hit. And he's going to try again and a miss. And then the next guy misses and misses. You have to make a fortitude save. You're fine.
20 is fine.
And you took 7 damage.
Ooh, that's a lot of damage. Look at all those damages.
Alright, Hatala. What's your armor class?
22.
22?
22.
Armor class is higher than mine.
Hers is dexterity based. You're not very dexterous.
No, I'm armorless.
Yeah, you're heavy plated. First one hit you. Second one critically hit you.
I'm gonna die.
And the third one missed.
Thanks, third one.
Alright, make a fortitude save. I should make 2 fortitude saves.
Ouch.
Oh, crap!
No, you failed, so make another one. you succeeded.
Tala, you're gonna take a lot of damage. Take a lot of damage. How much health do you have, Dad?
You don't know.
Get up, homeboy.
I said you don't know.
Alright, so the first hit was for 5 damage, and you became drained 1, which means you lost 4 hit points. And the next hit was for 7 damage.
700.
So it's a total of 16 damage.
That's a lot of damage.
Oh my gosh, this is so slow.
How much health do you have?
You don't know.
But I wanna know.
It's all locked up.
I'm gonna kick your tushy butt.
Alright, Hatala, you get to make a reaction attack against one of them.
You're gonna have to wait.
Oh.
I don't know what it's got my. I was trying to do my -9 and it's doing nothing. It's just locked into the bar open. I don't know what to do. This is
And enter
annoying.
again.
I've actually tried several things already. Nothing's making it go away. I'm gonna close the one I'm working in and reopen it.
Restart.
Dad, go to a different web browser.
I'm opening another tab.
If it still is working, go to the
I just saw it because I opened 2 of them, so one of them can film it, and then I play in the other one so that I don't convolute the one
Your hit
recording.
points have updated now.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I saw it update with the 9 because I have the other screen open that's recording it, but I've got to open it back up now to do stuff.
Your computer's so slow.
It really is. It's running incredibly slow right now.
But mine's so fast.
Even when I'm typing notes, it's slow right now.
Dude, your computer used to be the bell of the ball. I really don't know what that means.
It means it was pretty. Is the prettiest one at the ball.
I thought it meant the best one.
I mean, that's essentially what it means as well. It's not really a term for a computer.
Well, I thought your computer was the best gigabyte in the hardware.
Oh my goodness. You just sound like a crazy person now. It's loading. It says 11 seconds. It took about 5 seconds for it to turn to 10 seconds. So 10. It still says 10. Now it's telling me that face... Are you kidding me? Yeah, disable the extension. It's telling me...
You want to just tell Charles and let him
5,
pick it for you?
4, 3. Here it comes. Here it comes. Mapping dungeons. Oh, never mind. Now it's got other stuff to do. It's coming. I see the turn order. Okay, and then I gotta do -7. Yay! That was quick too. Alright, so I'm going to attack this one. The one right below me.
Did he freeze?
Me?
Hey guys,
I think
you wanna know how fast I can break this pencil?
Y'all ready for me? I'm sorry.
No, Derek froze for a second. We don't know what he said. It's still his turn. He's doing a reaction at the moment.
I rolled.
Yeah, Kairos is about to be next.
We just ended halftime, so I should be paying a little bit more attention now.
No problem.
Alright, there's my roll. I don't think it hits anything. Can y'all not hear me? Can you hear me?
Barely.
The heck, man? I rolled,
You want to see how fast I can
but
do
I'm
this?
pretty sure I didn't hit anything.
1, 2, 3.
You did not. Is your rapier set up right?
I thought so.
Let me look at it real quick. Okay, yeah, I see the +1. Okay.
This rolled really low.
Yeah, okay. Alright, so now it is Kyrus' turn.
I have a question, Charles. GM.
Yep.
Is this room on the map that we're all in really this big?
Yes. It is a giant room. Each square that you see on the screen is 5 by 5. So the room's 30 feet across. If you're speaking, I can't hear you.
Winky did.
I was thinking out loud.
Okay.
He was actually talking to me, but I can only imagine what he looks like on the video.
I was trying to think of a plan to get all of them killed. But I don't know how fast they run, so it's probably not a good plan. So I'm just going to try and attack the one in front of me again.
Alright.
Hey guys, I'm gonna break this pencil with only my nose.
Just click on longsword. Hey, you hit! For 11 damage. Alright, now you can hit longsword 2. If you want to hit again. And that hits 2. For another 8 damage. Now you can click 3 if you want. You missed.
Well, at least I hit twice.
Alright. So now it is Winky's turn.
Charles.
My turn?
His second
Yeah, you can either play with your pencil or beat on things.
his second attack would have had a -5 to it.
No, they all have the negatives are on it.
Oh, he does have the
Those are-
attack number 2. Okay.
Yep, those were attack 2 and 3. That's why I was like, ooh, look, it did hit.
Yeah, I didn't. I didn't catch it, and I was just trying to be honest.
I hear you, Winky. Go swing.
Okay.
You missed with your first hit.
Okay, I'm gonna try one more time.
You missed with your second hit.
I'm gonna try it another time.
You missed completely. This has never happened.
Hey, you guys want me to show you a magic trick? So you see this broken pencil right here? You ready? For the magic.
Alright. Aerotane, your turn.
Just a moment.
No problem.
I look like this pencil with only my mouth.
Okay. Sorry.
No problem. Aratane,
Yes.
when you saw Nada use his blast healing,
Yes.
that helped you to realize you can do the same thing.
Okay.
But because you have the ability to cast your angelic aura or angelic halo, that boosts all the healing spells in your vicinity.
Okay. So do I do Angelic Halo?
If you do angelic halo and then later on do a healing blast, it would do even more damage.
Okay. I'm gonna do Angelic Halo.
All right.
Angelic Halo. I don't know if it worked.
Well, it doesn't have anything in it because I didn't program that one in there because that one's a new one.
It just works.
Hold on a sec.
Oh, I did that announce for nothing. Angelic Halo, and then it just like nothing.
All right, it's a 15-foot area emanating from you. So that means it reaches Payton, and it reaches, it reaches,
Everybody but me.
It reaches everyone except for the bottom. I don't know who.
correct. Hatala is the only one it doesn't reach.
But she can't cast healing
Sorry.
spells, so she's good.
Yeah. And it lasts for 10 rounds.
And she won't be there long.
So that means if Eve casts a healing burst, it does +2 healing with her +1 healing from having the healing staff. Oh look, it's
I
Eve's
would like
turn.
to be healed.
Yeah, that was my plan anyway. So
Yes.
3-action heal
3-action heal. All right.
5.
And so your heals do 1d10 now, don't they?
Yeah, I put that in.
Yep. So 1d10 +2 +2. So that's a total of 9 healing to everyone in the area. Everyone but Hatala gets 9 healing.
So
Wait, why would I not get
that-
9?
my turn or no?
You're out of the blast radius.
For Eve?
It's yeah, that's
Eve?
She wants to hit. Where?
It just goes around me.
Oh, it's centered on you? Then yeah, you
Right.
are in it. Then everyone's in it. Okay.
Alrighty.
And they all take 9 damage.
Yeah, she's kind of perfectly positioned for that.
Yes, she actually is.
Do I have another turn or is that it?
That was your turn.
Okay, awesome.
All right. Now we're back around Anita.
So did the Disrupt Undead, did the Angelic Halo boost just healing, or what? How does that work?
Any heal spell gets a +2 to it. So if you do another burst healing, it's +2 to your burst healing.
No. I'm gonna face.
Well, I would like to do that.
And are you targeting it on yourself or in a specific spot?
I'm gonna target it on Eve.
That's the best spot for it here. So 6. Everyone gets 6 health, and they all take 6 damage.
Oh, with every other game. Like you told me about what you do. Pokemon Sword. Like every other game, you laugh. I want ads. That's really short. He said already.
Everybody that has negative maximum health, make sure you're keeping that up.
Hey Charles, do you know if Roll20, if I do +6, but my maximum health is only like +2?
It'll allow you to go over, I believe.
Oh, it will? Okay, so I need to...
I don't know for sure, but I believe it will.
Alright, I'll test it and see.
And you're not drained yet, are you?
No, he's not.
I'm not.
Okay. Alright, all of them took their damage. Now it's Cora's turn.
And we lost him. And we lost him. He has
Okay, now it's Cora's
disappeared.
That was question. Can I move down to where her Tala is and shove her to the side in one action?
No.
If you make an athletics check, yes.
Okay.
Easily.
All right. Hatala, would you mind stepping to...
The...
Yep.
Oh, Charles did it.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, that was... And now I'm just going to... I guess attack the one... Yeah, the one directly in front of me.
Alright. You hit.
And second attack on the same one.
Wait a minute. Didn't you enchant your katana? Didn't you transfer the runes from your other sword, your bastard sword, to it, so it's a +1 striking katana, or just a +1 katana?
It's a +1.
It's a +1.
Okay.
It doesn't have extra damage, though. He didn't do that.
Right. Okay, yeah. But you hit twice.
Okay.
So, 16 damage.
Good job, William.
Yeah.
I mean,
it wasn't
Cor.
my goal
No.
to kill it, but I was hoping to weaken it enough that Hatala could.
Can we get rid of these things? I'm tired of fighting. I know I like smashing things, but this is taking too long.
This is what happens when you have more people to play with, bud.
It's been an hour.
What are you talking about?
We've been fighting for an hour. Look at the clock.
No.
Man.
We've gone through, what, 2 rounds? So we've only been fighting for, like, what, 30 seconds?
An hour.
2 minutes.
2 minutes.
At max.
We've been fighting for an hour in real life.
All right. Hatala?
And Charles, it does go over your max HP.
Okay. I thought it would.
Alright, so I'm going to go on an attack on the one that Will also attacked.
All right.
I mean, Cor attacked.
Yes. You hit.
Alright. I'm going to go for it again.
I'll be right back.
You miss.
Well, let's do it again.
That was actually a fumble.
What?
Actually, no, it wasn't a fumble. But that's not either. Never mind. You did good. If it was one lower, it would have been a fumble. All right. Now their turn. Winky, you get an attack of opportunity.
Cool.
Alright, I gotta go to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
You missed.
Another ball.
Oh, you fumbled.
I did?
Yep, that was a nat 1.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was.
It was ball.
Your momentum caused you to swing and fly out of the way.
Why?
You launched yourself 5 feet to the side.
Oh my goodness.
Sometimes it's hard dealing with a hammer as big as you are.
As big as I am?
Yeah?
I'm that big? I'm so big?
No, the hammer's so big. Okay. Alright, they're going to swing at Eritane. What's your armor class? Eritane? Since several people are up right now, I'm going to go get a refill.
Then I will too.
Okay. Eritane, are you there?
Yes, I am.
What is your armor class, please?
13.
13? Alright, so they are going to hit you.
Yes, I knew they would.
Yep, that is a crit.
Even with my shield?
Even with what?
My shield?
Your shield only adds a +1 or 2 to it, or whatever it is.
It's a +1.
+1. And a 20, so that's another hit. Actually, no, 15. Still a hit.
So I'm dead on the floor.
No.
You're not dead. You got a good amount of hit points.
I think we're gonna be done when this battle ends.
Alright.
'Cause the
Eritane,
battle ends.
make 2 fortitude saves.
Okay.
You're good. And you're good. So you only take damage. So you lose 7 hit points and 10 hit points for a total of 17. All right. There you go. And Kyrus, your armor class is 20 still, right?
Who is this for?
Kyrus.
All right, so yep, my armor class is 21, so that hit. Oh god, both of them hit.
Yep. Thankfully, not that is a crit though. So make 2 more fortitude saves. You're already at drained 3, right?
Yes.
So -3 to that, but it's still good. 1 more. And a -3 to that, so that's a failure. You're now drained 4. You take 10 damage, 6 damage, and 9 damage. So 25 damage. And your max hit points go down by another 3. So you're now 12 away from max.
And my max health goes down to what?
Your max health is now down by 12 in total. So if you were fully healed, you'll only go up to 36 now. Or 32, or whatever it is. Okay. Nita. Yours is still 21. So a hit. No, that's a miss. And then the next guy, a hit and a miss. So 2 fortitude saves. You're good? You're good. So you just take damage. Seven and 7, 14 damage. Eve, your armor class.
20.
20. You got hit. Make a fortitude save. You failed. You critically failed.
Yay.
Why did I roll that? That's not what I'm trying to roll there. So you take 8 damage, and your max hit points go down by 4. You are now drained 1.
Is 32 my permanent max health?
Yes, that's now your... Well, for now. You don't know how long this is going to last.
Okay.
All right, core. Your armor class, 21? 25?
Yeah, if we're counting the shield, it's 25.
Yep. That doesn't matter. That one hit. And with a -5, you hit again. So that's 2 hits. Then the next one missed and missed. So 1 hit, or 2 hits. Make 2 fortitude saves, please. And are you currently drained? Okay.
This is the first time they've hit me.
All right, so you made both fortitude rolls. So you just take 6 and 6 for 12 damage. And Hatala, your armor class, 21?
22.
22. A hit and a miss. So fortitude save for you.
Oh, crap. This is going to take forever. Oh, wait, no, that was kind of fast. Come on, come on, come on. You can do it. You can do it, character sheet.
And you take 7 damage.
Come on.
You succeed, no problem.
Yay. Man, as soon as I open this character sheet, everything slows down like crazy.
Daddy, how long are you gonna play?
Until we're done playing.
Alright. Did you get your 7 damage there?
Not yet.
Alright,
Gotta be able to click on it.
no problem. Kyrus, your turn.
Oh, great. It's locking up again.
Alright, I hit the one in front of me. Is the one in front of me still alive?
Yes.
He takes them off the board as soon as they're dead.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Alright, I hit the one in front of me with my long sword.
Alright. You missed with your first swing. Missed with your second swing. Missed with your third swing.
Yeah, I think my sword is defective.
Hey, that one time it did wonderful.
Yeah, sure. 1 out of 6 times is,
It's the heart of the dice. They're not
Not
with
great.
you tonight.
yeah, for real.
They're taunting you tonight. Winky! You're muted.
Elijah, you're muted.
I use one action to move to him. To go back.
You stand up and then move to him. Because
Yeah.
you'd fallen over.
And then I'm gonna use
You
my
stood
last
up and
action
sudden
to run.
charged.
Yeah.
Now, sudden charge requires 2 movements. You have to run in a circle to do that. So you can do your first melee strike. And you miss. But
What just happened? I clicked it because, and then it made 2.
yeah, I'll be generous and count the second one. Because it's not been your night with the dice so far tonight.
That's
It
not
ha-
even a critical, is it?
It hasn't been our
Nope.
week.
Well, actually, that was a critical.
It was a critical.
So roll damage.
Wham.
What? Oh,
So 12 more.
that was a nat 1 for the damage. Holy crap.
Alright. It starts fading out of existence. And as it fades out of existence, it strikes at you again.
You ball!
And it hit.
Ball! Do I have to roll a fortitude?
Nope, you don't have to worry about that.
Oh, because he's dead.
Yep,
Wait, do
and
I
you
still
take
not
5
have it?
damage. You don't get your drains back.
Was that the one who struck me?
You don't know. You were being struck by several of them.
Balls.
Alright, that's your actions. And one of them's finally gone.
Da-na-na-na. It doesn't really feel like a victory.
Can we just finish this up? Charles, just make them all turn to dust.
Alright, Eric,
Thanos
your turn.
snapped
Oh my gosh.
him. Thanos
Elijah.
snapped him. Boy.
Elijah, mute yourself.
Since the one that I was going towards is dead, I'm gonna do the one above Kyrus now.
Well, you were planning to do the blast healing to hit all of them.
Oh, yeah, then I want to do that.
So you do a 3-action heal, roll a d8 to determine how much healing you do.
She's new to dice, so can you?
Yeah, if you
Tell-
want to, you can go down in the little box down there and do /roll 1d8.
I don't think that made it easier.
Or on the top left toolbar, go down to the second to the bottom option, and it'll give you
Yeah,
all
there's
the
a
dice.
thing that looks like a dice on the toolbar on the side that you can click it, and it has all the dice up there. But there you go. You rolled the d8. So you did 3 plus 2, so 5 healing to everybody in the group, and 5 damage to each of them.
Good.
Is it just a half an hour or an hour and an hour and a half? Because we gotta kill all these guys, which is gonna take forever. Because we killed one in an hour and a half. One.
Elisha?
And so that concludes my turn, correct? Because-
Yes, that was a 3-action spell.
Okay.
Because healing has the ability to be cast as 1 action, which where you go touch somebody. 2 actions, you heal a single person from range. Or 3 action, you make an explosive heal.
Right. Okay.
All right, everybody give themselves the hit points. Elijah's not there, so I don't know if he did.
He's beside me right now. He's heading back.
Okay. And did you heal yourself, Aratane?
Yes, I did.
All right.
And the plus 5 or whatever.
Heal thyself.
So now it is Eve's turn.
Okay, I'm gonna step there. And then I'm gonna Divine Lance that one.
Yeah,
Okay.
you are.
Maybe.
Nah, no, you
Maybe
ain't.
You missed.
Oh, that's it.
All right, back to Peyton.
I'm gonna do Disrupt Undead on the most damaged. Charles, I don't know which one that would be, but I'll let
You
you
don't
apply
either.
it where it needs to go.
How do you know how much damage they have? You just gotta pick a target.
Okay. I'll attack the one next to Kyrus.
All right.
Logically, that's probably the most hit one.
You hit. And it gets a Fortitude save. Plus 11. It succeeds. Alright, so now it is Kor's turn.
Was that a 2-action?
Yes.
Can I do a 3rd attack action?
Sure.
Alright, same guy. I'm gonna hit him with my sickle.
Alright.
Number 2.
I was in the bed in there.
Wow.
You hit. Do damage again, because that was a crit.
Not much, but there it is.
Yep. Now it's Core's turn.
Attack that one right in front of me again, the one that's already hurt.
Yep. You crit, but it's already dead.
All right. I'm gonna go to the one to to the side of me.
All right. And you hit.
Right, and then the third hit.
You hit.
Rolled a 20.
Hey, roll for damage again.
Do I need to roll the button 3 again, or do I just roll Katana 1?
Just do the regular. It doesn't matter. You're just doing the damage
Okay.
from it. So 15.
That was a really good roll, too.
How does the deadly work out with the D8 in there too?
He gets an extra D8 when he crits.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. So roll another d8.
Okay.
Dang, dude.
Does wearing the necklace prevent Dread Boon from working?
Nope. I'm pulling out my stuff. Actually, I got it on your sheet hidden, where you can't see it. So hold on a second.
I clicked the button. It has some information in it.
Oh, did I give you a button for it?
He did. It's
I might have just created it back in the day.
Oh, yeah, no, that's that was before the other things happened.
Oh.
Your dread boon is a gift and a curse that continually change. Well, I gotta find in my notes about it. Thought I had it written down electronically, but I did not.
electronically.
Daddy, how long will it be till you're done with me?
Alright. Ooh. Well, apparently your boon is not with you tonight.
Ooh. Ooh.
A little puff of flame kind of whiffs in its face. All right.
Let me get some secondhand smoke. Alright, that's all 3 actions.
All right. Hatala.
Alright. I am going to move to flank this with core so I can get some sneak attack damage
Mm-hmm.
and attack.
You miss.
Balls! Obviously, I'm going to try again. Balls again!
Correct.
Sorry, core.
What's the flat-footed modifier again?
-2.
-2, yeah. Not enough. All right. Now it's their turn. Winky, you do not get an attack of opportunity. Alright. So now, you're trying to beat on Winky. One of them is. A nat 20 on Winky. And it is just a regular critical hit. For 6 and 5, 11 damage to Winky, and make a fortitude save.
Hey, Charles, when you get a
Yeah.
chance, could you send me your rules on how you do critical hits so I can mirror those in my other game?
Okay,
Thank you.
no problem. I'll post them on the Discord.
That would be awesome.
Did you fortitude save, Winky? No problem. Okay, so now attack against Tyrus. A 31, so that is another hit. And what's your armor class? 21?
21.
Yep, so that is a crit. Just a regular crit. So make a fortitude save. Ouch. You're good with your fortitude, but you took 10 damage. And then a hit against Aratane.
What does this say? Daddy.
Aratane, make a fortitude save.
Daddy.
I have a question.
Yes,
What happens if they kill us?
you don't know. But it's probably not good. So Aratane takes 9 damage. Alright. 25 against Eve.
That is.
I'll be
Make a
right
fortitude
back.
save. You failed your fortitude save.
That means I'm 2.
You're drained 2 now?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so you take 6 damage, and your net hit points are down by another 4 from your max. So you're minus 8. Okay. Peyton. 23 against you. And a 19, so that missed. So fortitude save for Peyton. You're good. And 9 damage to Peyton. Alright, core. A 31, which is not a crit, but a hit. He's not there. And another. So yeah, he's hit twice. And then the next one that's going to hit him misses. And misses. And then Hatala, 2 to you. Or 2 attacks from one person to you. A 31, so that is a crit on you, isn't it? Because you got 21 or 22?
22.
22, so it's not a crit.
Nope.
But it is a hit.
Yep.
And a miss.
I'm rolling a fortitude.
Wow. Hayden went all splashy. So your fortitude is good. I'll click it for Core since he's not here. Oh, there's Core. 2 fortitude saves, Core. You're good on both. Alright, so Core is going to take twice damage. 7 and 6 for Core. And then once for Hatala, so 5. And that's their turn.
I got all those saves to shortcuts, so I'm not having that issue anymore.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So Kairos, may the dice be with your longsword.
He didn't have his headphones on.
What's up?
Kairos, your turn. May the dice be with your longsword.
I'm very skeptical. I was just getting chewed out by something I forgot to do.
Huh?
Hey.
You hit.
Hey, look at that.
And it's
And it drops.
dead. You killed it.
There's one more in striking distance.
Alright, I hit that. Is that the one between Nadep and Eve?
Yep.
Alright, I'm gonna strike that one.
Alright.
Nice.
You hit.
Very nice.
And I'm going again.
And you miss.
And that was terrible.
Yep, and that's a crit. That was a fumble. Okay, so the dice are only partially with you, because you killed one, beat on the other one, and then threw your sword over its shoulder.
Yep.
Alright, Winky, there's one in front of you now. And you're muted.
I'm gonna whack him.
Alright, whack-a-mole.
He is so bored.
That is a critical hit.
Ooh.
That is a nat 20, buddy.
Finally.
Go ahead and roll your second damage.
Yeah, but he rolled the damage on that, which sucked.
Yes, it was.
That was
So
a
a
bit
total
better.
of 21 damage.
21.
Plus...
Oh yeah, shock damage. If it worked.
Alright.
What?
You also did 4 electric and 4 ice damage to it.
Oh snap, I gotta change my notes.
Okay.
Oh, wait. Sorry, I'm mistaken. That's just 4 electric.
I was
I
like,
don't know where the ice came from. I was like,
I-
wait a minute, I'm thinking wrong.
dang, he got another one.
These things are multiplying like rabbits.
But that totally sets what all these other ones are. Boom. That helped me
Okay.
with a bunch of notes.
If we master this, the power stuff, we can do any elemental damage.
You know the power is killing you, right?
Yeah, but if I put a necklace,
The necklace doesn't actually make it not necessarily kill you. Like, we
The
have
necklace
to...
makes it kill you slower.
Yeah.
At this point, no one knows any way to prevent dying from it.
All you have to do is die before it kills you. Damn.
That might not work. You might.
Technically, if you did that, you still would go to wherever your afterlife would be, but you'd be missing a piece of yourself when you went.
I have an
When
extra
it
piece.
kills you, you don't have a soul left, and you don't even go to an afterlife. Alright, so that was one action, and you exploded it.
I'm gonna try again. I'm gonna go over. Oh, hold on. I'm gonna go.
You could actually run through core and use your charge attack.
No, it's only one action though. Right?
No,
Okay,
you could spend 2 actions to run down there and then still hit.
I think sudden charge is an opening move. So it has to be the first thing you do, not the... Since he already attacked once, he may not be able to sudden charge.
Yeah.
Hold on.
I'm gonna.
No, it doesn't specify anything about it being your first action. It just says it costs 2 actions to do it.
I'm gonna keep what I'm gonna do.
So you just used 2 actions to move but didn't want to attack?
No, I'm using one action to move because I can move here with one action.
What?
I did the counting. I was here.
What's your movement?
30.
30.
30? Okay.
And you don't want that to be an attack at the end of that.
But no,
So you can
I'm
move
not gonna
5 feet. If you move 5 feet more, you get to attack him for free. Or you can just attack him with a regular attack now. So then use your number 2 attack then. I
Duty.
missed.
Dang it.
Duty.
And
It
that
looks like we're
fumble.
almost done. Can I use
This is not. Well, I'm just gonna shut up.
You can use a hero point because that was a fumble.
Hero point.
Oh wow.
Alright, swing again.
Yeah, I think I was referencing...
How does
I was
that
referencing
happen?
the, there's a...
Apparently fate intended for you to fumble that one.
yeah.
And now your hero point is gone.
There's an open tag on sudden charge in the fighter still.
Please say I fall over on top of him.
So sudden charge is on, of course your foot would be over 145, but the open description is on 143.
Why they
Yeah, I'm looking
gotta
at that
make
now.
it confusing?
You gotta be kidding me. The dice are not on my side.
They haven't, like I said, the dice haven't been on our side for 2 weeks. Because that bear fight was abysmal.
I've been doing. I've been
Okay,
destroying
I see it.
I know it's a couple days.
Don't
later.
agree with it, but that's fine.
Yeah, I know, I'm with you.
Alright. So,
Please say I fly into him and he dies.
Winky, are you dead?
No.
He moved.
Oh, okay. That's smart.
You lose your footing and fall backwards.
You gotta be pooping me.
That wasn't that bad, dude. Could have been a lot worse.
You could have like killed Hatala.
Yeah, if I rolled it bad enough, you would have swung and hit someone else.
He, well,
Or you could have just chunked your hammer down the hallway.
he might have. Yeah, I don't know if he'd have killed me. He'd have had to roll pretty high.
But he could easily have.
Yeah.
Flew anywhere, it would have to go through the guy before it hit Hatala.
You
But it can
already
go past him.
you already missed the guy. See, that's the thing. We already determined you missed the guy. So you can't accidentally then hit the guy.
Alright,
It works.
now it's Aratane's turn.
Okay. Can I do undead again?
You can basically do it forever until you get tired of doing it.
I mean, because that seems to do something, right? I
Yep.
don't know.
Which one are you targeting?
Which one is almost critically out?
You don't know. You don't have the ability to gauge how healthy they are.
You gotta pay
Alright.
you gotta pay attention to who's getting hit.
Yeah, I know.
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna this.
That one? The one in front of Eve?
Yes.
Alright. Do your attack. You missed.
Yeah.
And you
So-
fumbled. Alright, so you strike Eve in the back of the head with it.
Oh my god, no, I'm so sorry.
It has no effect on anything that's not undead, so nothing happens.
Or do I have one more action?
You have one more action, so you could do something like cast a shield spell or do a single attack.
Yeah. I'll do a shield.
Alright. There you go. So now it is Eve's turn.
Okay, I'm just gonna Divine Lance the one in front of me,
Alright.
maybe.
You hit.
Yes.
And then I'm gonna cast shield.
Alright. Now back to Nita. You hit. And it gets a saving throw. But it fails the saving throw. Okay, I'm back. Did you do anything else, Peyton? There it goes. You hit. Core.
Going for the one that's flat-footed in the middle.
Alright. You hit.
Attack again.
You hit.
Alright, going for a third attack.
You miss and fumble. Alright, you miss swinging wide, hitting your katana into the chunk of dirt next to you, the wall bit, and it's embedded.
Okay. And that's the end of my turn.
Katala.
Leroy Jenkins!
The one that's in between you two?
Yep.
Alright.
And then I get a
You hit.
I get a D6
Yep.
of sneak attack. So helpful. Okay.
So -9.
But you finally got to use sneak
I,
attack.
I so did, and I'm so happy right now.
And you hit.
And sneak attack.
You're not showing your damage with your number 2s.
Yeah, I don't know why, because it's from the same thing.
Just roll your regular attack again for the damage then.
Okay.
So 5 and 5. And it's dead.
Good lord, that was a nice roll. Oh, it wasn't even that great, though.
Definitely.
Alright, so you got one more attack left.
I'm kind of leery of attacking because of all the fumbles we've been having on that third attack.
Yeah. The thing that's great about it is if you nat 20, then it's wonderful to have that third attack.
Right, but, you know...
And when you're totally outnumbered, having that third attack is good, too.
This guy
But
has...
at this point, y'all have actually gotten them fairly under control.
Yeah, I think what I'm going to do is cast shield.
Alright. So, Kairos?
Alright, I'm gonna attack the one in front of Eve.
With your bare hands?
First, you gotta pull out a weapon again. Because your longsword is over its shoulder.
Okay, do I pull it so I can pull it off of my shoulder and in front of me?
No. You don't have your longsword. It went flying over the guy.
Oh.
You'd have to go pick it up if you're going to go get
You
that.
hurled it instead of hitting it.
Or you have to pull out a different weapon that's on your person to attack with.
Alright, I have my longbow.
Alright. So you can pull it out and pull an arrow out. That's 2 actions. And then you can fire for a 3rd action.
Alright.
And it's a composite, isn't it?
Yes.
Alright.
Is he going to get a penalty for it being close?
That's what I'm checking. I believe that's the one that doesn't have that penalty.
The composite bow?
Good.
Yeah.
Sweet.
That's what I'm checking.
You could always... Oh, I can't tell you anything. I'm going to mute myself.
No, it still has it. So you get a -2 penalty to your longbow attack now.
Okay.
But think about that. You get a -2 because you're close to him.
I don't have any other weapon. It's alchemic bomb or longbow. Or do nothing. Or move.
Charles, can I say something?
Yeah.
Charles, can I say something? DM.
You can say something that won't really affect anything. He's already said he's attacking.
Attacking's fine. I was just going to say you could attack the guy further away without the penalty.
Still within range. 30 feet.
Oh, it has to be beyond that range?
Yeah.
Bummer.
Bows aren't meant to be
Well,
used
he could
next to
probably
anyone.
he could probably get to the guy by core then.
And shoot core, possibly.
Yes.
Shooting the one next to him, he's almost unlikely to hit anyone around him.
Yeah, he's probably got like 20% cover. No, probably more than that.
Yeah. So just make your long bow attack.
For which one?
The one that's you were going to hit.
Okay.
You hit. The damage is 3. Yep, I gotta fix that critical damage on that. Apparently I mistyped something.
I think that critical damage looks fine.
Yeah, really.
As long as it's on our guy's stuff and not against
First
core.
Yeah, those D16s hurt.
What is that rolling?
So that
Oh,
should
wow.
just kill that guy then. In front of Eve.
It only did
Stick it in his eye.
3 damage.
Yeah.
That was
Dang.
it's a critical damage that it's showing, which we turn that off.
Okay.
Because if we get
Yeah, I
critical,
just do their stuff really quick to get stuff on their sheets with them.
I mean clearly, because that's like rolling like 17 dice.
That's like putting them all in a cup and just throwing them.
Yahtzee.
Yep. And that's also if it was 100 feet range, which it's not.
Alright, I fixed the critical on it.
Well, you can just turn it off. Because remember, we just
No, 100 foot is just your range increment for it.
Okay.
For every 100 feet you fire an arrow, it's a -1.
Okay.
Or it's -1 or 2, I can't remember. Irrelevant,
Wait.
at like 300
So-
feet you get a penalty.
So was that the -1 or -2 for the close up?
It's -2 to hit with the close up.
So
You rolled an 18.
Okay. So it still hit. It was just still 3 damage. Okay.
Yeah, and that's all 3 of your actions. Alright, Winky.
Gotcha. Okay, I'm gonna get up and move back here and then whack this guy.
Alright. You hit.
Yes.
Kylie, do
You
you
did 23 damage.
want a cupcake?
Okay,
He's still standing, but barely.
okay, I'm gonna hit him again.
He's still standing,
You hit.
but barely. He's still standing.
Now he's not
but
standing.
barely.
Yay!
He's now dead completely.
Alright. Now it is Airtane.
Okay.
Hey, Charles.
Okay, so what I'd like to do is move my character, I'd like to move me, like, on the other side, not, like, below the guy that we're attacking in front of Eve.
And then move yourself. You can drag your little guy. Alright.
So that's one, right?
One action.
I'd like to,
Now you can do your disrupt, which is 2 actions.
Okay. Disrupt. Undead.
And you easily hit.
Oh,
And he fails his saving throw, so he is enfeebled. Alright, that's all your actions. Now
Yep.
Eve's turn.
I'm gonna do Divine Lance, but on that one.
Okay. You hit.
And then shield.
Any reason you didn't hit the one in front of you?
Just that other one just hasn't been getting hit.
Okay, just curious. Need it?
All right. Well, I'm going to disrupt. Well, I'm going to sickle the guy right below me to the south of me first, and then I'm going to turn around and disrupt Undead, the guy to my
Alright,
club.
Nice.
You hit.
Sorry for the 2.
no problem.
All right, that guy disrupt Undead.
You hit. And he's gone. Core?
Nice.
Your sword's still in the wall.
I'm gonna take an action to try to remove it.
Alright, make an athletics check. Alright, you managed to yank your sword out of the wall.
Alright. I'm gonna attack this guy next to me then.
You hit.
And second hit.
And you miss.
That's it.
Patala?
I'll step up, y'all. And attack.
You hit.
Let's.
And he dies.
Okay. 1, 2.
Daddy, can I get this chest?
I'm gonna go there.
Alright.
I want him to feel the wrath of whatever our name is.
Of the adventurers.
Kairos?
Yes.
Your turn?
Alright, I am moving back so I can have the distance advantage.
If you move back, you have a chance of hitting your friends now.
Okay,
If you stay where you are, you get -2 to hit, but no real chance of hitting your friends.
Just do it.
Does his -2 cancel out with it being flanked?
Technically speaking, his -2 cancels with the -2 it gets.
alright, I'll just shoot it again.
Alright, so you pull an arrow and shoot.
Is pull an arrow one action?
Yes. It's one of the bummers of a ranged weapon.
You hit, and it's dead.
Kyrus! Go, Kyrus!
Yeah,
It had 1 hit point left.
nice.
Which is
I was waiting for someone to hit it.
That's why Charles was like, is there a reason you didn't hit this, Eve?
So this combat took longer than 3/4 of football.
Wow. So, Eve, can you heal us?
Yeah.
But she can only heal you up. Keep this in mind. You got a jacked up max HP right now. So
How can we fix the jacked up HP?
anybody of us might know how to do that, Charles?
Who all has the debuff?
Me. Almost
I'll
everybody.
tell you what. Come stand over to the right side of Nadep if you have the debuff.
To the right of Nadep?
Yeah. So like
I-
over here. Because
Oh no.
I've made all my throws. So
I'm-
I don't have it.
I missed one.
I didn't either.
Winky has it.
He's not paying attention. He's watching us.
Derek,
Or I think it's just you and I that didn't get it.
here's
Maybe Aratane too. I'm not sure.
Derek knows how to deal with this, but Hitala does not, I would think. So I'm just letting that be known, so I'm having to play dumb.
All right. So hold on a second. Kairos is drained 4.
Which is not good.
Winky, you're only drained 1, right?
Yep.
Eve is drained 2.
Yes.
Hatala, what are you again?
One.
I had drain 4.
Yes. Alright, so none of y'all know anything? You can make a healing check to figure out how to fix it, if you want to try.
The heck's a healing check?
No.
Medicine?
A medicine?
Medicine
Yeah,
check. on your own.
someone can make a medicine check to know what the cure is. Eve, you know the cure.
Yay.
It takes a day of bed rest per drained.
Oh. Okay.
Well, that's good.
Shit.
Is that good, Kairos? It means 4 days from now you'll
You
be
got
better.
4 days.
Which could be like 2 months from now.
Oh, wow.
So we just gotta get up to whatever, as much HP as we can get to.
Yeah, so Kairos, your max hit points is way low now, because you're 12 off.
Yeah.
I'm already at a max hit point.
I am down 20 hit points.
What's it called again, Charles?
I'll come do a medicine check
Drained?
for you.
Drained, thank you. I'm making notes on each person.
I was max health of 44, and I took 12 from my max.
Right.
Yeah, so right now your maximum is 32,
Yep.
but you currently have 6.
Right, and I'm feeling very tired, and got the crap beat out of me.
I might want to go pick up your sword, too.
Yeah, I need to do that.
Aratane, did you get drained, or did you make all your saves?
I don't think I got drained. I don't think you ever. I got drained.
I don't even know if she was ever hit.
She was. She's been hit a lot.
Okay, Eve, what was your drained?
2.
Okay. All right, I got them all noted on the
That's one.
notes.
Am I able to heal people because I'd like to heal someone?
Yeah, and remember, anyone who casts, first off, Eve's probably going to do her non-magical healing.
Yeah.
Because Eve is the master of non-magical healing.
And everybody should get within 30 feet of each other so we can do a burst heal or two.
Yeah.
Well, I could do that, but if we have to fight again later today.
Yeah, it's a spell slot, right?
Yeah.
Hey, who's
And at this point, y'all have actually probably spent most of the day, so you probably need to take a night's rest soon.
Look, there's beds in here, guys.
If I do my Angelic Halo,
And all those specters came out of them.
or healing
And we
Like-
blasted the door again. Sorry, Aratane.
Sorry, couldn't hear you there, Dane.
If I do my angelic aura, did you say that it would make her Eve's healing?
Your halo is still going.
Oh, okay.
It won't improve her medicine, though.
But it does not improve the medicine, no.
Oh, okay, that's what I was asking.
But any spells it will.
Actually, you know what? I'm going to say it does give that +2 to the healing check.
Medicine check?
'Cause that seems like that would be angelic as well.
Alright, I can do
Nice.
2 people at a time. Who wants to go first?
I
Me.
recommend Kyrus and Aratane because they have the most damage.
Yep.
Alright, this was for Kyrus and Aratane. Hope I don't fail it. 21. That should.
Alright.
Yeah, I can only go up 7 more before I'm at my new max. 21. Shoot.
+2 is 23. And the treat DC is...
You
Alright.
failed, Elijah.
Yeah, you failed at whispering to the GM.
You're still not doing it right, because we can also do your typing.
You can see that he's typing no matter what.
Just put it all together. Didn't I put you a shortcut on there that you can click, Eli?
Yeah, so it's DC 20. You succeeded. So that means it's a regular success. And don't your... It's D10s instead of D8s now?
I
Yep.
think that's just for my spell.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So
it
this is 2d8 hit points
Okay.
plus 10.
So 14.
To who?
14 back to Caius and Aratane.
You okay, buddy?
Alright, Kyrus is still over 10 from his max. And Aratane is 10 from her, a little less than 10 from her max. But you get to redo it again, in how long?
10 minutes.
10 minutes. Let's say 10 minutes passed, so do it again. Actually, doesn't it just double it?
Yeah, I can just keep working on that.
Yeah. So, y'all each get another 14.
That's just Kyrus and Aratane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so Aratane is at max.
Okay, so I can't go over my max, but yeah, okay.
Yeah, I put it for you. And you are now at your max, Kyrus. There you go.
Alright, next to.
Thank you, Eve.
You're welcome.
So, Core is
I need about 18.
wounded. No.
Alright, we'll do.
I'm arranging the people on the board.
Oh, I thought I did that with the my Discord talk button.
So I see all your health bars, so I'm arranging you by who needs health right now.
Oh, gotcha.
I can just imagine the way this is going. Eve's like, now line up based on how much you're hurt.
Somebody's got a crippled leg, somebody's got a broken arm. And then they're fine.
Alright.
For 2 times.
Core is the most wounded, and then Payton and Winky are the next two. But I think Payton's got more wounds. Well, no. Payton's 18 from top, and Winky is 15. So yeah. Payton and Core will be your next two.
Hey, Charles, while
I'll be right
she's
back.
Can we
doing this,
Oh, that was my fault.
Nope, that did not work. Wasn't a
Okay,
fail.
right.
Critical.
while
What were you
she's
saying, Val?
who?
Patala.
That's all.
Oh, while she's doing this, can we find something that we could use to bar this opening so we can
Yes,
sleep here?
there's a bunch of bunk beds in here.
All right.
Yeah.
So
So there's a lot of material.
I'm going to be finding stuff to do that, but I won't be able to move much because I'm weak.
Well,
The
I was
wood
gonna.
is super dry and very old, but still very hard.
Okay.
I was gonna suggest if we're planning to bunk up for the night, can we just assume that Eve and everyone can heal up and we can press on? You know, do our shifts for the night with barricades and dogs and. Alarms.
You're talking about instead of going through all this healing?
Well, I mean, just to, if we're gonna stay the night, just assume that the healing takes place.
Yeah, since it's non-magical.
And we can press on with our story.
The only reason we were going is in case she rolled a 1 so we could have something funny happen.
Oh yeah, that's always good. I like that. I always start smiling when I see ones, even if it's my
Well,
own.
you know what? I need healing, so does someone want to try to do that on me really quick?
Oh, here comes
Need
Winky.
it!
I think, isn't Payne the next healer?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Need it likes
But
to shove
Winky
his
loves
fingers
to
in people's
try.
wounds.
Okay, I'll let you do it.
Okay.
Oh boy. Oh my gosh. It's a good thing she let Winky do it instead of Nita.
No, I let Nita do it.
No, you didn't. I thought you were
Yeah,
talking
I
about
did, 'cause
Winky.
I was giving him.
No,
I
y'all
was
both
giving
did it.
Oh.
I was giving him a chance, and you failed again.
They both do it.
Nina was trying to work on you, but his little amulet broke.
It's like, ow, that kind of hurts.
No, he didn't. He has the special thing so that he doesn't hurt anyone when he fails.
Oh. There's a reason we gave this to him.
Yeah, and now it's broken. But Winky did it correctly.
Not doing
Oh.
that again. That was
Charles,
that was
can
second.
I use mend on that item, or is it a consumable?
It's,
No, you have to
it's a
replace it,
consumable.
yeah. So Winky rolled 2d8.
It's dust.
So 6 hit points back, Eve.
Sorry I couldn't do more.
I am one away from.
You'll get that from sleeping, Eve.
Yeah, I know.
So you did it, Winky. Yeah, you were not supposed to fight all of those guys at once.
Why did we?
We
Because
blended
you
encounters.
closed the door.
Oh.
Sorry.
It's not your fault. He was supposed to pick it.
Where did the ones from behind us come from?
Yeah.
The door
Two
was
different
pushed open.
places. You don't know.
Okay.
Do you
It
think-
was actually supposed to be 3 fights. That's why it was so tough.
But are we certain that like they won't just appear again?
We don't know. We don't know.
Right,
Why
it's
are
all
we
just
gonna
shit.
camp?
We're camping because we're drained and that was a long fight, so we need to rest and recuperate.
Yeah, if you
But
don't
we can kind of set up barriers and
If you don't
we have
rest,
some
you
actions
get-
we can take.
you get penalties and stuff, so you kind of got to do it. And you'll get spells back and
Yeah, you get all
everything
your
else.
spells back.
I would before we bunk down for the night try to go back over to that door, peek through, and if there's nothing over there, I just want to shut it.
Well, there's another door.
All right,
Mhm.
Hitala goes over to Winky, and she's gonna tell Winky, "Look, we're barricading the door. That means we're putting stuff in front of the door. If we get attacked and there's things coming at us from this doorway, leave the stuff there, okay?"
Oh,
And Core, y'all can't find it. if y'all want to open the door, you're gonna have to keep forcing it open, but you can
I
close it again.
Yeah, I just want to. If I close. Well, it's unlocked.
Yeah, it's unlocked.
Yeah. I'm just going to close it and then leave it for the next day. And then come back in here to help set up the barricades.
Alright. There is another door in that room.
Oh. There's another door in this room.
Is it locked?
We need to build a barricade on the other side too. Just even if it is locked, we should still.
See if
have a
it's
barricade.
open. Just try the door first. Winky,
Well, hold
you're
on.
over there. Just
I'm
try
gonna-
opening it. You're muted, bud.
I'm gonna check it for traps.
I'm gonna try opening the door.
Let me do my thing first.
Okay. You're fairly certain it's not trapped.
All right, it doesn't look trapped, Winky. Go for it.
I'm open the door.
And it opens.
What's inside?
Another 20-man fight.
Yeah.
Okay. So it looks.
What's inside? Perception check?
Another door.
It's just a hallway.
All right.
I'm gonna look at this door.
What?
I'm gonna look at the door in the hallway. The other door. This is the door right here.
Just chill out, dude. We need to sleep.
I'll do
Yeah.
doors. Fine.
Can I go and drag Winky back in the other room?
He came back.
Okay, good.
All right, we're gonna barricade our side of this door we just opened too.
Okay.
And Hatala wants to say something to the group, an idea she had. Guys, would y'all think that maybe we should start taking our magic doorway key with us when we go into places like this? Because this could be
Yeah.
we could have just went to the treehouse.
Yeah. I had that idea earlier and then realized, oh, it's.
Wait, maybe
Yeah.
Also, if we couldn't get out that door, we'd have a door to get out.
Retreat is always an option, so you're probably right. We should grab the door knob or key.
or some people need to get better at lockpicking.
Look, when the DC for a lockpick is 30, and you can roll that, you can talk.
I can roll that. I'm gonna prove it to you right now.
You better watch out. Charles is going to take a roll as a real thing.
Daddy,
You don't have any thieves' tools to use anyway.
I know.
He's like trying to use his finger.
Yeah, he's like he's poking his finger in the hole. Is this how you pick locks?
Okay, y'all have barricaded the doors. And there's enough furniture here that y'all can actually set up fairly comfortably.
All right.
The beds aren't in great condition, but they are still there.
I'm gonna search. I want to search the beds. Some beds.
What's still there?
We never really searched the room to see if there was anything in here.
Yeah, I'd like to search the room for anything of use.
Yeah.
Is that perception?
Yep.
And I do that too.
Great job.
Alright. Y'all don't find much of value in the room, but Kor and Kairos are certain that several people died in this room, probably in their sleep.
Oh.
And does that mean we killed their dead bodies? Like, you know,
We-
a little while ago?
Yeah, like
No.
some
We-
shade or something, maybe.
But you can also tell that there were survivors after, that there was enough activity in here that even whatever happened, someone was still down here afterwards.
Charles.
Yes.
Are there still bodies left from the people we killed?
Yes.
I want to see what's on them.
They're rotted dwarves like the ones you've been picking up.
But they might have stuff on them still. Janati, how do you get in the direct line?
I mean, okay.
So they died in their sleep. I would like to know if it's something still in the room, like that would kill us in our sleep.
Like, are the beds poisoned or something?
Right.
The beds that we've been grabbing and moving.
Oh.
Somebody
Oh no! Oh no!
I'm gonna do a quick little prayer and kind of just ask for guidance on what happened in this room and if it's still like dangerous to be in here.
Okay,
somebody
make a religion check.
I hope it's not still here, because we just barricaded that doorway.
We can unbarricade it.
Okay.
Yeah, Winky's really good at that.
Yeah, he can do it really fast.
Winky's got an idea.
What you got, Wingy?
What if the thing that killed them was magical?
Wow.
You have to do a detect magic.
What's detect magic?
You don't have it.
He's a fighter with no magic abilities. That's an honest question.
I do have it. Should I try to see if there's magic? I don't know.
If you can do it, do it.
Well, I don't think it's set up for that.
Hold on a second.
Okay.
Alright, the only answer you get, Eve, is you get the feeling that...
You mean Airtame?
No, she
Eve,
prayed.
No.
she prayed.
He was working
okay.
on that.
You get the feeling that the people here were messing with something they shouldn't have messed with.
Okay.
And you get the feeling that the place is still dangerous, but it's not like it's this place is dangerous, it's the whole mountain is dangerous.
Okay.
I'll
I'll
get the badger.
relay that to. I'm gonna relay that to everyone.
I don't know if I like spending the night here. I know that we probably have to, but I'm just waiting for the record.
Guys,
Going.
You pretty much have no choice about that.
Yeah, that's. Nobody wants to stay here. I'm gonna go ahead and let you know that. But that's why if we're barricading the doors, it's because we don't want to be in this room.
Right.
guys, after we get all this stuff done, we need to save the badgers from this place.
I think the badgers are okay. They just were dealing with the bear.
Can I see my sword where it is?
Yes, you find it.
Okay, and I move an action. I use an action to move to it.
You don't have to do actions no more, buddy.
This is so I think it's what it's called exploration mode right now. So we're just
I
kind of
use an action to grab it out of the wall.
Okay, you did it. Congratulations.
You got a lot more actions to go.
How big is the hole in the wall?
There's no holes in the wall.
His sword? How big?
It did not
It-
go
it
in
did-
the wall.
it didn't
just
go in the wall.
flattering down the wall.
Yeah.
You can
was-
go look at the one I put into a wall.
You'd have to go through a barrier though, but don't touch it.
I was gonna say, like outside the barricade.
Smack!
Oh, quick!
All right. Hitala looks up at
I
everybody.
was
She's like,
joking.
"Are y'all okay if I use this piece of silver to make a ring?"
I was joking with my actions. But I did pick up my sword and put it back in my sheath.
I want to get my mind off of all this stuff. Is that okay with y'all? I saw Cora nod his head.
Airtane is an engineer.
I want to craft something from like something of use. I want to spend my time in here. If we're gonna be stuck in here, I want to craft something that we can use later on. I don't know if that's possible.
What just happened? Why did I do 2 perception checks? My finger accidentally went on enter and I rolled perception checks. Hello?
We're ignoring you, buddy.
But
We're not concerned that there's a perception check or whatever. It's okay. You're good.
I'm concerned.
So when you're ready, Charles, I want to do some work on a ring using silver.
For me, I'm just maintaining my equipment, sharpening my weapons back up.
Oh wait, actually, that's a good point. Can I repair either of my infiltration tools?
Not here.
That's what I thought. So I'm going to work on a ring.
Can a blacksmith do it?
Not with what we got.
Not here is the thing.
My hammer's an anvil. So, anybody need an anvil, I can help you with that.
You need more than just the.
You need a
that part.
furnace.
Well, I can.
You just get core to walk over and.
I can
He just sits beside it.
Okay. First off, Winky, when you search the bodies, you'll manage to find 4 different potions.
Ooh.
Hatala, can you figure out what these are?
Dude, chill out.
Do it.
Well, do you need to take a break? Okay, now listen. Hey, the two of you, we have church in the morning. I want this room clean. And I don't mean a mess. I mean clean it.
Wait, we're doing church in here?
Well, if it's raining,
Are you going to try to identify them, Hatala?
it doesn't matter. This house,
Yeah.
church if we need
Yeah, I'm going to try to.
Okay? Asher, did you
Do I need 4 separate rolls?
Yes.
Okay, good. Not really good. Good. Good.
Okay.
Your enthusiasm was fantastic.
The first one you look at, you're fairly certain it's Alchemist Fire, moderate.
Okay.
The second one you would have failed at identifying, but you have the formula for, so you realized you knew exactly what it was.
Lucky me.
It's a Frost Vial, moderate. You know what Frost Vial is, so even if you don't have the moderate version, you recognize that it's Frost Vial.
Makes sense.
Then, the next one, you actually identified, but you probably wouldn't have. No, this one's easy. This one's Stone Fist Elixir.
That's one's fist. What does that do?
And the last one is a Potion of Bark Skin.
Ooh.
What does that do? The fist thing.
Hold on, I'll tell you.
Go.
Let's see. Stone Fist. Your fist becomes hard as stone. For 1 hour, you unarmed attacks are 1d6 bludgeoning.
That would be really good for a monk.
Wait, no, one day he would just punch people in the legs if they were tall. Never mind.
Yeah, I actually still have a moderate frost vial on me.
There you go.
So now I've got 2.
Yep.
What does the skin thing do?
It makes it makes you a little more armor, basically.
Yeah, it's like casting the spell Bark Skin on yourself.
Anybody want any of these?
How long does bark skin last?
I mean, I'm going to hold on to the frost vial, because at some point I'm going to be able to use these. Properly.
And Kyrus has the ability to use them properly.
Oh, sweet. Kyrus, you want this alchemist fire? Moderate?
What about that?
You want this alchemist fire?
Yes. Yeah, I'll take it.
Okay, it's alchemist
It
fire,
is an
moderate.
alchemical bomb for you.
Moderate's fine.
We have so many crafters in the group.
All right. Would anybody be benefiting from a stone fist elixir? That might be something we could probably sell eventually.
What if this elixir can go on my hammer? And I can
No, it's not the way it works.
I'd sell the bark skin because I can cast that.
The bark skin gives you +2 damage resistance to bludgeoning and piercing.
I mean, to be honest,
pretty good.
Peyton, there's no reason to not keep it because just because you can cast it, you wouldn't waste a spell in case
That's
somebody
true.
used it.
I agree.
Although
mean-
Airtane might benefit from that because she has the weakest armored class.
Eritane, here's a potion of bar skin for you.
Yay.
How long does it last?
It tastes terrible.
It lasts for an hour.
But it's extra protection.
You don't drink it yet.
No.
Yeah.
So I have bark skin. Is that what you're saying? I mean, like the potion for bark skin?
You have a
It's just-
bark skin potion.
Um,
So if you're ever swarmed by little monsters, you can drink that potion, and if they hit you with, like, say, a hammer, every 2 damage they do didn't happen.
Really?
Okay.
Or the same with piercing. If someone's shooting you with arrows, it reduces the damage of arrows by 2.
Kyrus, I'm also going to give you 1 moderate frost vial.
Okay.
Charles, are you fucking Winky Dink with the hammer thing?
Say that again?
Were you mocking Winky Dink because of the hammer thing? Because since I'm little and have a giant hammer?
No, he was not.
I know it's like,
He was utilizing that because it specifically protects against bludgeoning damage.
Yeah, it's just hammer is a very obvious definition of bludgeoning. I could have said stick, club, anything.
so
A
if I
fist
smash
is bludgeoning.
her, she drinks the potion and I smash her, she'll take 2 less damage, but I'll still kill her.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, cool. I got all that noted.
Let's go to sleep.
Well, before we sleep, Hatala's going to work on this ring.
What?
And Nedep's going to work on Hatala's nerves.
She always does. I mean, he always does. That was a bad roll. But it is what it is.
Because I don't have any armor, and I do have this bark skin, but I would like some pretty dope armor, and I'm a crafter. Can I find things in the room to make armor and craft?
You can't wear armor. That's why you're not wearing any.
Sad.
Can-
So
Can
sad.
I help? I want to help.
But there are plenty of spells like bark skin that you may be able to learn that'll give you certain protections against different damage types.
Yeah, and you eventually can get magical clothing that gives you benefits too.
Or learn to
Just like
fly.
you get magical, like they have magical armor, you can get magical attire that does similar effects.
Okay.
Yeah,
Can I take a room like spell books?
I mean, you're not going to find that in a dwarven barracks.
I figured.
Does the alchemy fire and frost vial belong in my inventory other items? Because that's where I put them right now.
That's fine.
Yeah, you just put them there, and whenever you do your alchemical bomb, you say which one of those you're using.
Okay.
And have you gotten the bandolier yet?
No, he does not.
I definitely suggest getting a bandolier, especially if you can use potions for bombs, because it makes it all one action to pull and throw, correct?
Yes.
Correct. But anytime there's a critical hit on you, there's a chance to hit your bandolier. And with potion bombs, that's a bigger problem than something else.
Yeah, one time, a potion out of this goblin's hands, and he blew up.
But he is an
What do you mean
archer.
we? That was
If he
me.
does archering more than slashing, it might be okay.
Mm-hmm.
Going with it. Just these? I guess I'm gonna use it.
Yeah. Basically, Airtane, what you can do is you can get magic runes that'll go on your explorer's clothing, giving it the effect of magic armor, even though it's not armor.
Okay. Can I like have some more pockets for my jacket so I can carry things?
Yes?
Yay, I will do that. Do I have to press something? Like to
You
craft?
have to click your crafting skill.
Okay.
There you go.
Ah,
Alright, and it's 10 o'clock, and since y'all are sleeping for the night, that makes this a good stopping point.
Cool.
We made it to one door, guys. Good job.
I mean, we
One fight was the whole night.
went from one door to another door. We were doing fantastic.
But it was 3 encounters that we bled together, so I mean that's
Yeah.
pretty well done, guys.
And y'all actually managed to get through 2 doors tonight. Actually, technically, you got through 3. You just only explored through 2 of them.
Hopefully that means that next week it'll be a lot easier just to explore with all the guys going.
Yeah, those were actually supposed to be spread out over this entire area.
Except for we sleep for the night, so everything resets.
Don't give him any ideas, Core. No idea.
It's not a video game. The monsters don't reset.
I mean, with the rules. Oh, yeah, with the rules, Charles, it could. You never know.
I don't need to
Something
potentially
like
die
you could
again.
wander in, but that's different.
Almost.
Okay.
Alright, I'm dip out so I can pack up and head to the house.
Yeah,
Thanks for a good game, guys.
Some
See
homework
you,
stuff I
baby.
gotta do. So I'll see you guys.
All right.
See you, Will. Yeah, if you don't fought them separately, the fights would have been much easier, because when y'all have the ability to swarm around them, y'all bring things down pretty quick.
Winky almost died like 3 times today.
Not as bad as Kairos almost died.
Hey, Kairos was way closer than you.
Yep.
Because Kairos got down to 1 hit point at one point.
Which is why he was asking about what happens when you die.
That's why I liked it when y'all were doing the healing bombs, because that was just constantly giving everyone some hit
What does
points.
happen when you die?
Yeah, I was wondering if I was going to have to start making a new character or not.
You get to go to negative your constitution before you die.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I figured out a good thing. Finally. Daddy, I figured out. Can you unplug the speaking?
No.
So I want to listen to this.
If you want to listen to them, you shouldn't have turned off your stuff.
Well, I want to turn myself because I don't want to listen to it anymore. I think a group
Bye, everybody.
See ya.
I'll see y'all later, and I'll put that in roll D20 before Discord before too long.
All right. Thank
See
you.
ya.